All right. Biggest game of the season. Don't see anybody in here yet, but sure people will start trickling in. They're doing their same old dance of not starting the game on time. They love to do that. No Chase Young today. So pretty much the exact same matchup as last time. Pretty much exactly the same as last time. I don't think we got any healthier. I think we're actually less healthy, and they didn't really get any healthier either. Postseason probability is 88% if the Giants win today, 91% if the Commanders win today. And pretty much the Commanders, if they win today, they're sitting pretty. If the Giants win today, they're sitting pretty. But I mean, the Commanders have more division wins than us. They beat the Eagles. I think they might have beat the Cowboys once. I'm not sure. But the Giants need to win this game. End of story. That's pretty much it. And Commanders will get the ball first. Brian Robinson is getting the start for the Commanders. Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, same guys. These guys pretty much tore us apart the first game. I think. I think. I think. Why am I forgetting the quarterback's name? I think Heineke went over 300 against us last game. So this time again, we got Nick McLeod and Fabian Moreau out here. Azeez Ojulari and Thibodaux are going to have to really turn it up. First down run, Brian Robinson has got way too much space, and he's going to go for about 6 or 7 yards on the first play of the game. Is it me, or have I just never noticed that tattoo on Heineke's arm? Is that new? So Teineke, maybe I should call the dude Teineke. Teineke has only lost one game and then tied once. The blitz was coming through for the Giants, but he's got a lot of space over to Brian Robinson, and he's going to get about 15. But today, I think the story today is going to be about the offense because you cannot expect this defense going up against this team for the second time in a row for the Commanders being understaffed with all these injuries in the secondary. I just don't think you can justify. Expecting this defense to do anything above average against this team. This is the second time in as many weeks for Washington. They just played us before, and they're playing us again. We haven't, they've got 3 or 4 weeks to prepare for us. What's going on, TB? What's going on, Maximus? Late game today. I mean, the last time we did a late game was like week 2, week 3, the Cowboys game. That was the last late game. I enjoyed that. I love not having late games. I hate having to wait so long. I hate playing on prime time. Nice blitz again by the Giants, but he's got time. And nice tackle by Julian Love, but we gave him about 6 right there. And now there's a flag. Is that roughing the passer, or let's see? John Hussey with the call. Dude's name is Hussey. Holding on the defense. I used to live in D.C. I lived in D.C. Most of my life, but I just moved down to Georgia, so I don't live there anymore. But yeah, and that's definitely holding on Darnay Holmes. Like, Darnay is going to be the death of the secondary. I mean, again, he's supposed to be the vet leader here, and he just cannot get it done. He cannot get it done. And he's off the field here. 1st and 10 for Washington. Heineke's dotting us up. That was a risky pass by him right there, to Logan Thomas, who like disappeared completely. Logan Thomas, I mean, he's still there, of course. He's probably made a couple of plays for him this year, but didn't it seem like Logan Thomas is on track to be like a dominant tight end? And he's just not that guy anymore. That's pass interference on Nick McLeod, but I'm glad they didn't call it. He got there a little early. Definitely got there a little early. Second and 10 coming up. And Brian Robinson with a nice hesitation, man. That play, I'll tell you, was pretty much played well by the defense, but Brian Robinson was so patient right there that he got about 4 yards out of probably what should have been 0 to about 2 yards. And you look at the rankings for these players on the Giants, it's just bad for PFF. Darnay Holmes is 118 of 120. I mean, you can't get any worse than that, man. But go down 2 spots. 3rd and 5. The Giants defense has a chance to get off the field right here, keep him out of field goal range, and he's going to be short. So this is decision time for Washington. They're 2 yards short, about 1.5 yards short. Riverboat Ron is going to go for it every time there. So I think they're going to go for it here. It looks like they're staying on the field. 4th and 1. This is the time where you come out and you make a statement. Are you going to let them set the tone like how all these teams have been setting the tone on us for about a month and 2 games? Or are you going to stand up and get off the field on 4th and down on opening drive? They're going to run heavy right here. And Brian Robinson is going to pick up this first down easily. Picks up about 4 yards. Killed the line of scrimmage. Dexter Lawrence is on his back. I mean, it's just like Dexter Lawrence is a great player, but it's like if you're going to get put on your butt and you're not going to just like completely just solidify that right there, it's just like why are you so big? So they got a fresh set of downs here. I mean, they completely dominated the line of scrimmage right there. And we've been getting killed on the line of scrimmage that was just a bad play call, bad play design, bad execution by Washington right there. And they're going to lose about 3 or 4 yards on a fake toss and kind of like a jet sweep to Curtis Samuel. Thibodaux saw that all day. Didn't take the bait and just it was easy stop for him. I think today he's got 2 tackles for loss on this opening drive, so it's a good start for Thibodaux. Now we got to see some of this pressure get through. 2nd and 13. Pressure not coming through. Heineke checked it down again. Nice play by Jalen Smith. It's still about 4 yards right there. This will make it 3rd and 7? 3rd and 6? 3rd and 8 maybe. Both teams are 7-5-1. You hate to see it. I think in free agency, the first thing they'll do is get a guard or a vet linebacker. I mean, I think that's their top priority. Unless for some reason Daniel Jones is gone and they don't want a rookie, so then maybe it's a vet quarterback. Blitz is delayed. Heineke steps up, but he's going to go down. Jalen Smith has got him down. That's not Jalen Smith. That is... I don't know who that is, but good play, man. Good play. And I think at this point they lost about 3 yards on that play, so they may be at the edge of field goal range. Dexter Lawrence destroyed that pocket right there, and good job by, again, somebody I don't know who their name is getting that sack. McLaurin covered pretty well right there. So they're going to punt from the 34-yard line. That is strange. Punting from the 34. I think you'll either see the Giants take a quarterback first round or you'll see them take a linebacker. I mean, they could take anything, to be honest with you. They could go quarterback. They could go linebacker. They could go cornerback. They can go wide receiver. They can go offensive guard. They could literally go 7 different positions, and I wouldn't be angry. It's just about the player that they get. As long as they get a good player, I'll be happy. But they could literally go. Defensive tackle may be a need if we let go of Leonard Williams, but I think we should go ahead and I think we should just go ahead and not do that. So anything but defensive tackle or defensive end, who I think we have 2 good players there. We could get some depth guys, like, or even a good player, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. But what I'm looking for is offensive guard or a tackle that could play guard. I'm looking for middle linebacker of all kind. Run and hit middle linebackers and coverage linebackers. I'm looking for Richie James is going to field that, and he's going to get some yards right there, and he's going to take us down to the 30. Good return by Richie James right there. All right, so I'm looking for, as I was saying, I wouldn't be mad if we took a safety, a corner, offensive guard, middle linebacker of any kind. Running back, I wouldn't take a running back 1st round, but we may still have to be replacing Saquon, depending on how much he wants to get paid. I wouldn't take a tight end that high. Definitely a wide receiver I would consider. So, again, that's about 5 or 6 positions that I listed out. So, it's wide open. You just take the best player available. And I'm not as up as I usually am on the draft prospects at this point. I mean, like, I know who the receivers are, but other than that, I'm not as caught up as I usually am at this time. So it is what it is. We'll get down to it when we get there, but there's a lot of places we can go. Maximus, I'm not crazily impressed by any of these quarterbacks, but I do have to go back and look at their tape again. But from what I've seen, I'm not crazy impressed. But Anthony Richardson definitely has a lot of potential. I think he's a guy that could be molded to be good in this offense. I think Will Levis is another guy that could be molded. The top 2 quarterbacks, I think, definitely could be molded in this offense. So it's just about, do you think that Brian Daboll can take any of these guys and turn them into a good player? So I think they can. I think he can turn, any one of these top 4 players into a good player. So if he's able to do that, I'm all for it. I mean, waiting for Caleb Williams is a big risk because Caleb Williams is probably going to go 1st overall, and whoever is getting 1st overall is not going to trade that to you. Whether you trade away your 1st round pick from this year, next year, the year after, and all the 2nd round picks, whatever you do, I just don't see them giving up picks to take Caleb Williams, for you to be able to take Caleb Williams from him. So we're not getting Caleb Williams because our team is not worse than the league roster, especially after this offseason coming up. So if we're not getting that guy, you might as well take a guy that may be there on the board whenever you draft this year and let him come in and develop him. Even if you keep DJ on the team for a year after this, just let the guy come in, develop him. I do think CJ Stroud and Will Levis and Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson have high ceilings. So we'll see if we can develop them. And there goes Saquon for a gain of 2.5. I mean, the same old. We've not been able to run the ball, but I'm glad that didn't go negative. Daniel Jones is 17-4, 548 rushing yards, 2,500 passing yards, 66 completion percentage. Solid numbers. And those are total touchdowns for Daniel Jones, not passing. I was like, wait, he had that many passing touchdowns? Nope. 2nd and 7 for the Giants. Daniel Jones is back in the backfield by himself. Of course, Saquon is back there with him in motion. Daniel Jones hits, of course, Darius Slayton isn't able to catch that. He's not a guy that's catching stuff in traffic. And there's a flag. Let's see this again. I couldn't tell if it was just a tough catch or if it was, and there's no flag. They had a penalty mark come up, but I guess not. What's going on, Asia? See David in the chat. Yeah, it looks like they threw a flag for Slayton and or at least the TV threw a flag for Slayton, but there was no flag on the play. Shotgun for Daniel Jones, 3rd and 7. He's got time, and there goes Slayton with another drop. I mean, good coverage by that Commanders cornerback, but Slayton's got to corral that. Sometimes you just got to make a tough catch, but we can't depend on a second, third receiver to make this catch in traffic like this. So let's see. Puts it right on him. He dropped it. That's a drop. That's a drop right there. Yeah, he swatted a bit, but he had a chance for it. So the Giants are going to punt it on their opening drive. Quick 3 and out. That took about, 30 seconds? A minute or less. And we're already punting it back. Notice how Tressway has 30 punts returned. And what's his name? Gillen has 60 punts returned. That just shows how many times that Tressway is forcing fair catches. I wish we had a punter as good as Graham Gano. Still haven't had that for a while. I mean, the Giants can go 3 and out in 20 seconds with the best of them. And excuse that idiot outside revving up his car. But yeah, go ahead and shout out to David Johnson in the chat. Definitely hit that like button. The like button shows people that I'm streaming. YouTube has shadow banned a bunch of people. They shadow banned me. They shadow banned some of my friends who are content creators. So hitting that like button helps things get out there to everybody to know that I'm streaming, because some people tell me, hey, Diggy, when's the last time you uploaded a video? When's the last time you streamed? And I've been streaming every week. But it's still a 0-0 ball game. Still a 0-0 ball game. But the Giants have, when are we just going to say enough and do something on offense? I mean, we have just been horrible on offense for as long as I can remember. It just hasn't gotten any better. It's just been bad. Washington ran 13 plays, got 36 yards, and ran 6 minutes off the clock, 6.5 minutes off the clock. The Giants ran 50 seconds off of the clock. I mean, we ran 50 seconds off of the clock, ran 4 plays, of course, 3 and out, got 3 yards. So we cannot continue to do this. We cannot continue to do this. Yeah, the only surefire way it used to be post notifications, putting the bell on, but now you put the bell on. I have the post notification bell on for several people that I'm subscribed to, several YouTubers that I'm subscribed to, and I still don't get their notifications. And I have post notifications on. So I mean, YouTube is only going to show it to you when you want them to, when they want to show it to you, to be honest. All about that algorithm. Yeah, we only ran the ball once. We got 3 yards. And I can't blame them. The run hasn't worked a bunch this last month. This last month pretty much. So I don't blame them from going away from the run. But as long as we don't have negative runs, I'd like to see them stay with it until we start, getting 1 yard, negative yards. We'll probably have a chance. And there goes Thibodaux. Encroachment to start it off. Yeah, the offense can't stay on the field. The defense is on the field all day. It's ridiculous. They can't sustain drives. And that's neutral zone infraction. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. Give them a 1st and 5. Only need 5 yards to pick up a first down. I mean, easy. And so far, like I said, they've got 6 minutes off the clock. We got less than a minute. 6.5 versus less than a minute. First and 5 for Washington. Heineke is in a weird formation, single back. And there goes Brian Robinson picking up about 10 yards, 15 yards on 1st and. I cannot believe, first of all, that the referees allowed them to keep running that play and didn't blow a whistle. Second of all, they are getting destroyed on the line of scrimmage. Let's see what's happening here. Yeah, they double teamed our weakest link, number 90, and he just got taken for a ride. He just got. I mean, it was a duo on 90. Who's he's not that guy. I think his name is Anderson. Another run to Curtis Samuel. It hasn't worked at all, and he picked up about a yard and a half. But I got to see who this number 90 is. This is Ryder Anderson. That's who it is, Ryder Anderson. And it's just like they just double teamed him, and we just got beat. Thibodaux is making plays. He's already got 3 tackles right here. You kind of want Thibodaux to kind of set the edge there more. Like, don't let the guy get outside. 2nd and 8. Jahan Dotson on the sweep. He's not on the sweep. Heineke's going to keep it, and he's going to get a first down. Yeah, this defense is just shot, man. Like, all we got is Aziz, and Kayvon Thibodaux. And Thibodaux right there got fooled. Let's see what happened there. Thibodaux collapsed, and yeah, we didn't have the numbers on that side, so that's what happens. And the tight end pancake some poor cornerback. Cordell Flott got pancaked right there. So 1st and 10 back at our 39 and no time, in a blink of an eye. More motion before the snap. Handoff to Antonio Gibson. He's going to get about 5. Every time they touch the ball, they're falling forward. I mean, none of our players are tackling these guys and them just going down. We're grabbing them and they're getting 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 more yards after we touch them. So this is a 2nd and 6. I mean, it seems like the first time we've gotten a chance to breathe as far as, them being on a 2nd down. Toss to Gibson. We've set the edge, but we couldn't get off the block, and Gibson easily picks up a first down. They're inside the red zone. I mean, this defense it definitely needs a major overhaul. None of these linebackers should be starting for us next year. They're bad. They're horrible. And we're playing a 3-4. I think Wink needs to go. He needs to go to a 4-3 kind of alignment. And that doesn't mean that we're like going to a 3-4. Like, it doesn't mean that we have to go full 4-3. But with Ryder Anderson on the field, he's just getting beat. He's getting beat down. So Thibodaux is really the only reason why we haven't given up points yet. This dude has 3 tackles for loss in the first quarter on the first 2 drives. Thibodaux unblocked, easy, just by being disciplined. So the only reason that we're not, that we haven't given up 14 so far is because of Thibodaux. 2nd and 12, we're just hoping to hold them to a field goal at this point. They're unleashing the dogs. The pass rush is coming through. Aziz. All right. Aziz came close to getting that sack. You said Wink has 4-3 forms in his defense. Yeah, Wink has 4-3 principles in his defense. Definitely. I mean, especially when you go to the nickel, it's basically a 4-3 for everybody when you go in the nickel. But I just think on these early downs, he should not be in 3-4 because Ryder Anderson is getting abused. I think he should just go ahead and abandon that. Like right here, you see he's basically in a dime. He's in a dime set right here. 3rd and 12. And there's a flag. Maybe delay a game. There you go. The Giants didn't want to give up picks for Roquan Smith. That's pretty much it. They didn't want to pay him. They didn't have the salary cap at that point, and they didn't want to give up the pick. So, yeah, yeah, it does. It does look like that. Wink is not going to stop blitzing. 3rd and 17. If the Giants can get a sack here, I mean, this will work wonders for us. 3rd and 17, back in the same formation, dime defense. What's going on right here? False start. False start. Let's go. We just got to unleash the dogs on this next play. They're going to dump this off quick. They're going to dump this off quick this next play because they know the blitz is coming. So we got to come up and make this tackle, or we just got to get there. It's going to be either a drag route, a dump off, a screen. There will be something. That'll be a quick play. They're out of field goal range for now. Just don't let them get back in the field goal range. That's what they're doing. The Giants are playing so far off right now, almost in the quarters, and that's what I'm saying. We let them get back in the field goal range with no issue, and that was what I was trying to avoid, man. I really think, man, like Wink should have been a little bit more aggressive right there because we had them outside of the 40, and we just basically allowed them to take that yardage and get back in the field goal range. I mean, that was a weird thing for a guy that's usually not that passive. This is a 41-yarder. Joey Sly's lining it up. This is the angle that happens when guys usually miss kicks, but he makes it straight down the middle. Washington is going to go up. They're saying he's good from 53 before it said 40-something. But anyway, Washington is going to go up 3-0. And that could have been prevented. They hurt themselves, and we let them get back in the field goal range by playing 15 yards off. I guess they didn't want to give up. They didn't want to give up the first down, but I mean, go out and get him, man. Like, go get the guy because at that point you're giving up 3 points. So scared of giving up a first on 3rd and 22. It just shows where we are right now. That Wink would rather give them the 3 points than to risk one of those guys getting caught one-on-one with Terry or Curtis or any of those guys. I could have sworn that was a shorter field goal than 53 yards, though. I saw something come up. Let's see. They say it was a 41-yard field goal, yeah. Appreciate that, Joe. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people watched that video, and I guess maybe they only watched the beginning where I said I would put things into context. But I pretty much was just saying, like, with Daniel Jones, it's just he's got to show up today. He's got to show up today, and he's got to show up in games like this, or it's no point in paying the guy because we're getting solid production overall out of him. And then when you look at the offense is actually putrid. Not to say it's his fault that the offense is putrid, but he's not making the offense respectable, which is tough. Like I said, it's tough. So if he's not going to elevate us to that point, then what's the point of paying this guy? You know, I think we can get a good quarterback or a decent quarterback that can do what Daniel Jones is doing at a much cheaper price with much less resources than we could bring him back for this year. So that's all I was saying. Some people only saw me talking about the beginning of the context and just said, you're making excuses. But, I mean, I pretty much said that this is his time to show up. Yeah, our interior linebacker position is I said this before the season and people laughed at me. I said the Giants have the worst linebacker room in the league after they released Blake Martinez. And I stand by that. They have the worst linebacker room in the league. Like, it's not close to me. How do you have Dexter Lawrence? You have Leonard Williams on the line. You have Azeez Ojulari and Kayvon Thibodeaux, and you can't stop the run. And all those guys are good run players. Your linebackers are literally that bad. They're literally that bad. And that'll go into the end zone. The Giants will start at the 25. Right now, we might have the worst cornerback ranking because just simply because everybody's hurt. But I think healthy, we're not worse in the league. Adoree Jackson and Fabian Moreau were doing really well. It's just once you move Fabian Moreau to cornerback one, and he hasn't been horrible at cornerback one. But once you do that, it's just tough. Daniel Jones is back there, empty set. He's got time. He's getting rid of it. Saquon is going to get 1 inch short of the first down, looks like. And the Giants are finally made some sort of a play. It's like when you see the Giants get 9 yards, it's like an explosive play. And I'm just so upset looking at this screen, seeing that Washington is 7-5-1 and we're 7-5-1. When we started this season off 6-1, we started off 6-1. 2nd and 1 here. Hand off to Saquon. Saquon's going to pick this up. He got it. He needed a yard. He got a yard and an inch, pretty much. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is with former Giants that are doing things. Evan Ingram had a good game last week. It's the process. Khalif Raymond did look good, though. My thing is the punt returns, man. Like, Richie James had a good punt return earlier, but we had a guy, Pimpleton, who was a dynamic punt returner in college and has looked good in the NFL too. And we just cannot put this guy back there. I don't know why. Pimpleton, for some reason, can never get back there. I don't know how Daron Payne is ranked 59 out of 100 something by PFF. That's literally ridiculous. Like, that makes no sense at all. Cam Curl is ranked number 2 out of all safeties. All right, 2nd and 6 here for the Giants after a first down run of 4 yards. A little motion, and that was a false start on Evan Neal. Yeah, I mean, you know what it is, man. Brian Dable has something personal against Kenny Golladay. It's that simple. Brian Dable and Daniel Jones definitely they do not want to get him the ball. He is not as bad as he's being portrayed to be. He's not. You don't go from 1,200 yards to all of a sudden you can't do anything in a game. Even in the Saints game, when you saw they got the ball to him early, they got him in rhythm. All of a sudden, he goes off and has a good game. Draw from Daniel Jones, and they're throwing a flag, and it looks like Daniel Jones might have taken an unnecessary hit because Washington players were looking for a flag, but there wasn't. Okay. So he took an unnecessary hit. This will be 3rd and 6. But Kenny Golladay is a volume receiver, and they never understood that. Both coaching staffs have just put him in situations where it's like he needs to be an efficient, low target receiver, and that's just never been who he is. Daniel Jones is clapping all day for this ball. He's not getting it, and they're going to take – it's going to run out of – I wasn't even looking at the game clock. At the end of the first half, I'm going to go grab something really quick. I'll be right back. Not the end of the first half, the end of the first quarter. I'll be right back, and we'll get this second quarter started. All right. Looks like we are. Nothing has happened yet. They're interviewing Ron Rivera after the first quarter. Don't know what he's saying, can't hear it, but it is what it is. Third and 6 coming up for the Giants to finally get to midfield. Richie James in motion. Daniel Jones making audibles at the line of scrimmage. In the shotgun, three wide receivers at the bottom of the screen. Daniel Jones is going to take off. Going to complete it to Isaiah Hodgins, and he's going to be about 2 yards short of a first down. And the Giants will punt again. Montez Sweat destroyed Evan Neal. I mean, worked him. Completely worked him. But hopefully we can pin him deep with this punt here. I doubt it. But hopefully we can. Great spot on the field to do it, but we have just not shown the ability to consistently do it. So high punt. It looks like he'll field this right inside the 20. He called for a fair catch. Luckily, because if he didn't, he would have been able to return at about 20 yards. There was a ton of space there. I mean, the Giants have held this ball today. Let's look at it. We've held the ball for I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. It's just like, when is this going to end? 3 minutes and 41 seconds the Giants have held the ball for. Commanders have held it for 11 minutes and 19 seconds. Only a 3-point lead they have, but just like, it just shows you, man, like how bad they are. Now they're saying the Giants have held it for 4 minutes and 33 seconds. NFL.com gave me a different number. But either way, 4 minutes and 33 seconds compared to 11 minutes is bad for now. More of the same. They're handing this off to Antonio Gibson, who's going to go down after about 2.5, 3 yards. One of the better plays for the Giants defense today. And again, can I be angry at the Giants defense at all because they're so short-handed? I can't be angry at those middle linebackers, but they're not good players. They shouldn't be out there playing. Is it their fault? I mean, we should have been able to build a better team. And the middle linebackers on cue all collapsed down to the middle of the line of scrimmage and didn't set the edge. But it looks like this is going to come back. This will be holding. We get a break. This will make this 2nd and about 17 or 18. Looks like he held his ease so he could get to the outside. Either way, that running back gets to the edge because there were literally no linebackers ready to do anything there. Landon Collins is in the game now, right beside Jalen Smith, 2nd and 18. Heineke's out there by himself. The Giants are going to tee off here. Thibodaux! He's going to score! Let's go! Kayvon Thibodaux is taking this game over. I told DJ to step up, but Kayvon Thibodaux might just win this game for us. He might win this game for us. Kayvon Thibodaux already 4 tackles for a loss, a 5th tackle, a recovered fumble, a forced fumble, and a touchdown. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Beautiful move to get to the outside. I mean, this is exactly what we pictured when we drafted this guy. Coming off the edge, forcing fumbles from the blind side. I mean, he is literally the only reason we're in this game right now. And Gano's going to put this right down the middle. The Giants are going to take their lead off of that's got to be our first defensive touchdown of the season. All we got is this defensive line. All we got is this defensive line. I'm so glad he didn't miss that scoop and he was able to score with that, man. Big play, man. Big play. Again, that's what? 4 tackles for loss for Thibodaux or 3 tackles for loss? Either way, man, like big time play. When your offense has like what 20 yards total, big time play. Kayvon has 6 tackles already this game. Kayvon is coming to play. I mean, this man is coming to play today. It's about time, man. It's about time somebody steps up and says they're not dealing with this. It's about time. It's literally about time. Going crazy in the chat. Man, they needed it, man. Yes, the Giants needed that for real. Hopefully, Thibodaux can keep this going. Hopefully, Thibodaux can keep this going because he has not been blocked all game in the run play or in the passing game. So if this dude can continue this momentum, I mean, again, 4 tackles for loss already, 6 total tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, and a touchdown. And we're just getting started. And I swear I was going to get the Kayvon jersey. I swear I was going to get it. I haven't gotten it yet, but I swear I was going to get it. I will eventually get it. But hopefully this will be his coming out game. And now they're stretching him out. Oh, boy. Hopefully he's not hurt. Hopefully it's just something minor. I mean, if this dude is really hurt, man, like I'm not even angry, man. Like I should expect that. I should expect it. It should be something that I expect. Like it should be something that I expect. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, Gene and Cavase. I'm thinking the same thing. I don't think it's anything big, but if he is, I mean, it should be something that I expect. 11 starting quarterbacks since 2018. That is ridiculous for Washington. Heineke is barely over 500, and that's their savior. First and 10, handoff to Brian Robinson. He's got a gap the size of Texas, and he picks up 13. The Giants are horrible in the run game. First and 10, another handoff to Brian Robinson. And look at Landon Collins lay him down for a no gain right there. Landon Collins come up, timed it perfectly. And that's our first first good play by a linebacker today. By an inside linebacker who Landon Collins is pretty much playing. Leave him in there. Leave him and Jalen Smith in there. And just that's the best you can probably do today. All right, he's still in there, 2nd and 10. Pre-snap motion with Jahan Dotson. Hand off to Brian Robinson with some misdirection. Cordell Flott did his best right there, and he fumbled the ball, but it's out of bounds. Cordell Flott did his best there to set that edge. He's just not big enough. He's just not. He's just not a big enough player. First and 10. I mean, again, they have been able to run the ball at will, and when a team can do that, man, like Heineke takes a shot. No flag. No flag. No flag. He tripped. Jahan Dotson is getting in the ref's face. I was hoping he did something crazy and got a penalty. I was hoping he did something crazy and got a penalty. I didn't think that was a penalty. It looked like their feet kind of got tangled, but let's see it again. Dexter Lawrence was a second short. There definitely was contact right there. Yeah, there was contact right there. You can kind of say it was hand fighting and write that off as that, but I hope they just let him play like that all day. Hand off to Antonio Gibson. He's going to get 4 and go down. This will make this third down right outside the 40. We already know Ron Rivera will go for it if they can get probably within 3 yards of the first down on this next play. Dexter Lawrence is starting to make his presence felt. We just need these guys to step up. Landon Collins is going to be one-on-one with this with Antonio Gibson. That's a huge mismatch. Mismatch on the outside. Dex is in. Leo is in. Our 4 pass rushers are in the game. We got to make a play here. Beautiful play by Pennock, man. Beautiful play by Pennock. Pennock, I'm telling you, Pennock is going to be a player for us. I don't know if he'll be a Pro Bowler, but he's going to be here for a long time because he flies all over the field. Pennock is all over the place. Yeah, Pennock. I mean, Pennock is all over the place. He ended up hitting the guy, but Pennock is going to be a good player for us. He makes a play every week, and he makes a ton of tackles. And we are going to start. Okay, I got scared for a second. I couldn't tell if a Giants player touched that. I couldn't tell if a Giants player touched that or not. The Giants' offense is not going 99 yards, so I'm just hoping we can get off to the 30-something. I'm just hoping we get out to the 30, but I know we're not going 99 yards. Oh my God, man. That was so scary. Nick McLeod looked like he was going to touch that ball. He came really close to it, and it's just if he would have done that, that was really not smart for him to be anywhere close. I realized he probably was just trying to hold them out, from down in the inside the 5, but you can't come anywhere close to that. Man, you hate to see that, man. But yeah, anyway, the Giants are going to start at the 1-yard line, hoping there's not a safety, hoping there's not anything crazy. No sack, no holding in the end zone. We just got to come out here and get to the 30. Man, I thought that dude touched the ball and we gave up a touchdown. I'm like, that completely nullifies the Thibodeaux play if you do that. I don't think DJ is capable of playing that way, Gene. I just don't. With the way that this roster is set up, I just don't think he has the weapons to play that way with who he is. I mean, he's not going to be able to do anything spectacular enough to make these throws, throwing people open and scrambling around. I just don't see him doing that. I just don't see him doing it. He's just not going to be able to make those plays above the numbers to uplift this team. He hasn't done it for 4 years. Like, yes, he's able to run the ball. Now, listen, he can run it, definitely. But as far as throwing it and everything else, it's just, let's be real. Miley Cyrus is annoying. I definitely used to watch Hannah Montana. It depends what the money is, Gene. If they can get him for less than 10 million, why not bring him back for a year, even as a mentor? Hand off to Saquon. Saquon's going to get 3. I will run it again because I do not want holding on this play. I don't want holding in the end zone. I don't want it. So this will make it 2nd and 8. Bredesen is finally back in the game. Hopefully this dude is playing. And why is Nick Gates on the bench, man? Like, this dude Mongo, this dude John Feliciano should not be in this game when Nick Gates is a much better player than him. David Sills, I'm pretty sure, is a healthy scratch. Fake handoff to Daniel Jones, who's going to get it to Joe Nobody, and he's going to get a first down. Nick Vannett had to look for his name because he's wearing, I think somebody else used to wear that number for us earlier on this season. Daniel Jones is going to hit Saquon. Saquon has one guy to make miss, and he gets about 3.5, 4 yards out of it. Second and 6 coming up. Shotgun. The Giants have already done much better than I expected them to on this offense, on this drive. 2nd and 6. And the shotgun. Tight end in the slot. Dump off to Saquon, who makes a guy miss on a nasty cut. That was disgusting. That was disgusting. I mean, that was disgusting. Like, that looked like Madden. I mean, that looked like Madden. He put the guy on the ground. That's what happens when you get the ball to Saquon in the open field. First and 10. Saquon back there by himself. Hand off to Saquon, who dances around, and we lose 6 yards. That was horrible. Horrible, 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 horrible. This is why Nick Gates should be in the game, first of all. I mean, like, this dude shouldn't be in the game, man. 2nd and 15, we lose 5 just trying to run the ball. Daniel Jones is going to hit Richie James, who's been solid all year for making these catches in traffic. Going to get about 6 or 7 of those yards back, make it a 3rd and definitely a 3rd and long, but better than 3rd and 15. It's like this coaching staff is more focused on being loyal to Feliciano because he's with Bill than putting the best player in the game, and it's making me sick. 3rd and 9. Washington is they're coming on this blitz right here. We're gonna have to block this up. I think Breida's in the game. Blitz is coming. DJ's throwing it and first down. Richie James, DJ. I mean, that ball took forever to get there, but Richie James for a first down. Oh, the line has gotten much worse. Once Bredesen left, it got worse. And right now they're just rusty. But Feliciano has regressed. Glowinski has regressed. So they just have not been playing as well as they were at the beginning of the season. But they also haven't been playing teams with dominant players the way that they are now. Handoff to Breida. Breida's going to get about 5 after just fighting for it. It initially wasn't blocked up well. That's not fair. That is not that's unnecessary roughness. Definitely, but whatever. I mean, Breida the play was clearly over, and Jonathan Allen literally just tosses Breida around and slams him into the turf. You got to think that's some kind of a flag. I mean, I've seen Giants players get called for much worse. 2nd and 5 coming up. DJ back in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 on the right. Pressure is mounting. Another dot to Isaiah Hodgins, who they're going to say he didn't get touched. Richie James with a block. And he's going to get about 12 more yards after that. Daniel Jones is he doesn't look that sure of himself in the pocket right now, but he's delivering. I mean, the way he's throwing this is looking like it. Okay. So it looks like the Commanders are going to be able to keep their challenge flag because he was definitely touched. He was definitely down by contact, but that's a first down. Giants are across midfield for the first time today. Isaiah Hodgins, Richie James making plays today. Back in the shotgun. You got to think this will be some kind of an option play. DJ's got to get rid of it. Hodgins with another nice catch over the middle. Yeah, he just doesn't look sure of himself. He just continues to not look sure of where he's going with the ball, but he is getting delivered. So I keep playing the way you're playing, DJ. Keep getting it where it needs to get. Bellinger being involved, I don't know. I just want us to score. I don't care who gets involved. 2nd and 3 coming up. Saquon in the backfield, Breida in the backfield. 2 backs back there. Handoff to Saquon, who's got the edge, and he's going to get a first down. That'll be a gain of 4. That was a nice play design. Breida with a nice block on that linebacker allowed Saquon to get that first down. I'm sure they didn't think that they would get that they would use Breida as a lead blocker. 11 plays, 61 yards by the Giants. Inside the 40, at the 36. DJ's got time forever to throw it, and it's inaccurate. The tight end wasn't even looking for the ball. Basically hit him on the back of his ankle. Kenny Golladay with the strut into the game. I don't know if he was leaving or he looks like he's coming in the game. Or he's on the sideline. I can't tell. Looks like he's probably on the sideline. All right, so Breida back there in the shotgun. The Giants still at the 36. 3 wide receiver set. 11 personnel. DJ's making calls at the line. 3, 2, you got to get the play off. Snap the ball. False start by Evan Neal. Evan Neal is struggling going against Montez Sweat. I mean, he's trying to get that extra snap off. And that's where I'm going, Maximus, is Evan Neal is trying to get that. He's trying to get off of the ball before Montez Sweat can. And when you're running that clock down all the way down to 1 second, he's going to take off because he's going to anticipate that you're going to start it, and you didn't start it. So, false start. We lose 5, 2nd and 15. Yeah, that's a whole different story. Montez Sweat could have been a giant. DJ's got time. He's going to hit Breida across the middle. Breida's going to get, looks like 5 right there. 4 or 5 on that drag route. Saquon coming back in for 3rd and 9. Looks like he actually got 6 on that play. So this will be 3rd and 9. You said Neal is still hurt. I don't think he's hurt. I just think he's just still learning as a rookie. I mean, going to get Montez Sweat, Montez Sweat is probably a top 8 pass rusher and probably better. To have to deal with him, it's a lot. DJ's got time. He's maneuvering. He's going to have to flip those shoulders, and he's going to throw it away. If he had just stopped and took a route back inside and let that guy overrun that play, he might have been able to run for that 1st down, but I'm okay. Go ahead and go with this field goal and live to play another down. And it looks like we're going to go for it on 4th and 9. 4th and 9. 4th and 9? Really? Are we going to just try to draw him off sides or something? Because Daniel Jones right now doesn't look like he's like concerned at all about running the play. I don't know why. What is Brian Dable doing? Why even waste that time out? What's going on? I don't know if the Giants won or lost, but I do know that they kicked it to start the game off. So, oh, man. I don't know what he was doing and why the offense was in the. It's 4th and 9. What's going on? What's going on 4th and 9? Are we really going to go for it on 4th and 9? Or are we going to just run the clock down? What? I don't get it. Let's see. All right, 4th and 9. Saquon is running around. Are they actually going to? They're running a play. Decent protection. DJ's got to let it fly, and Richie James is coming in clutch. Richie James has been clutch all day. I'll listen. I was in the middle of complaining about it. I definitely was in the middle of complaining about going for it on 4th and 9, and especially taking the time out before that. But it worked. So listen, it worked. Yeah, and the thing is, Whitney Houston got a movie before, but it was horrible. It was a horrible movie. All right, let's hope we can Yeah, that Lifetime movie. That Lifetime movie is what I'm talking about, and it was horrible. But hopefully we can keep this momentum going. I mean, I did not expect the Giants to get as far down the field as they did. But the pass protection, besides Evan Neal and a couple of false starts, has been solid. I mean, the it's been solid this drive. Yeah, we definitely got to get points here. I think it's safe that we're in field goal range right now, but hopefully we can get into the end zone. I mean, getting in the end zone right here would be it would give us a 14-3 lead at the half, getting the ball out of the half. So chance to chance to go up in the third quarter, 21-3. But we got to get the 14-3 first. First and 10 at the 24. Decent protection again. DJ with a dart to Isaiah Hodgins, who hopefully will hold on to this ball, and he does. Hodgins down to the 5. Isaiah Hodgins is making plays today. Isaiah Hodgins and Richie James. .827 off the clock today. Off the clock this drive. DJ with a little grass stain on his jersey. Shows he's in the game. Joe Shane with the suave pea coat. Go ahead and put the ball in the end zone this play. License plate guy with his hands in his pocket, not holding the sign, not holding any license plates. Shows you how cold it is. Lucky to be in Georgia instead of up there. Hodgins in motion. Hodgins looking to get his third touchdown in as many weeks. Daniel Jones getting folded up inside the 5, but he pops right back up. Second and goal coming up. Yeah, the thing is, Gene, right there, DJ he just couldn't slide right there without losing yards. So you don't want him taking that hit. And he hasn't shown in the past that he can take those hits, but you also don't want him to slide behind the line and not get any yards or lose yards. Yeah, he scares me every time he runs. I don't know if he's going to fumble, if he's going to get hurt, or both. So yeah, definitely. I just want to get in the end zone right here, man, in the worst way. I just want him to throw a touchdown here in the end zone. Well, yeah, yeah, he definitely doesn't have a plan when he runs. If I was Washington, I would literally like get this ball back. If the Giants go up 14-3 here, I would get the ball back with a minute and what 30 seconds left or a minute and 20 something seconds. And I would literally just run the ball every play. I would literally run the ball every play. They got what, 2 timeouts left? So I would just run the ball a bunch of times, and they wouldn't be able to stop them. That's how bad the Giants are against the run. That they could probably get in field goal range just running the ball in the 2-minute drill. If the Giants can come out with this win, I feel like it's still in a win. I really do. And if they can come out with this win, this is going to be huge because especially if we can go up 21-3, that'll make them a little bit more one-dimensional, take the run game away from them a little bit. And if we can do that, that helps our defense a bunch because the pass rush is doing their thing, even though the pass coverage isn't the best. But you don't want them to be able to just continue to run this ball and get 7-8 yards a pop. You do not want them getting 7-8 yards a carry. So we got to get up. We got to get up to make them one-dimensional. Slayton in the game, Hodgins in the game, Richie James in the game, all to the right. Saquon is going to score. Wildcat, and it was no problem. I'm not worried about leaving too much time when you talk about people like Heineke. I'm not worried about it. The Giants are going to go up 14-3 here, pending the extra point. Hopefully we can make this extra point because we've missed some past couple of weeks. But they had to kind of account for Daniel Jones catching this ball and throwing it, but there was no resistance. There was no resistance on that Wildcat run. And Gano's lining it up. It's a good hold, and it's right down the middle. 14-3 Giants. I mean, this is – what else could you ask for right here? What else could you ask for? But besides a 14-3 lead at the half, now the defense just got to stand up. I want to see Thibodaux come around this corner and force another fumble. I want to see Azeez force another fumble. And that was so funny. DJ literally lined up at running back. He had his hands on his thighs and everything, like he was going to get the ball. Yeah. Barkley. I don't know if that dude is going to be back, but he's definitely, I mean, a great leader for the team. I would love another Giants touchdown before the half. If we could get Thibodaux to make another play, if we could get Azeez to make a play, I'm looking for one of them to make a play. I'm looking at this front four and this 2-minute drill. One of them got to make a play. Azeez make a play. Kayvon make a play. Leonard Williams make a play. Dex make a play. One of y'all got to come up and make a play. I know we're shorthanded in the secondary, but if we can cover for it, give us 2 seconds to get to the quarterback. We need to be getting there in 2.2 seconds. We might have to see him in another jersey because can the Giants really afford to build this team and Saquon be getting paid $20 million a year if he's asking for it? I think people are thinking he might ask for 16. I don't know if you want to do that because, again, it's shown that they're not willing to incorporate him in the offense well enough to where he can just disappear for a month. He's been basically disappeared. He basically has disappeared for a month. And, if teams can take him out of the game, you can't pay him that much. And it's one thing getting taken out of the game for a half or a quarter or a game, but if they're taking you out of a game for 4 or 5 weeks straight, we can't afford to pay you. And I don't think that's Saquon's fault. I think that's the coaching staff's fault. Today, they've been doing a much better job getting him the ball in open space. Gano's going to kick this off. Looks like they will return it. Bad idea by him to return it. Landon Collins playing special teams. Wasted some time off of the clock. They get out to the 21 instead of the 25. I think he should have just went ahead and nailed that in the end zone. Oh, yes, Daniel Jones' fault too, definitely. If Daniel Jones had been able to, consistently make plays throwing the ball, then yeah, they would not be able to clue in on Saquon the way that they do. All right. Heineke, why is Dexter Lawrence on the sideline? Why is he on the sideline? Why is Dexter Lawrence on the sideline? Jihad Ward is not a pass rusher. He's just not. 1st and 10. Aziz getting pressure. Kayvon coming around the edge, man. Kayvon got held. You're right, man, Ray. But he also pretty much forced that incompletion. Kayvon pretty much got held and still almost got that sack. Aziz kind of came through towards the end too. I want to see Dex out there. I don't know why they continue to put Jihad Ward in the game over Dexter Lawrence in these pass rushing situations when Dex is our leading sack play. He's our leading sack guy. You got a guy wide open right here, Terry McLaurin. 1st down. 1 timeout left for the Commanders. 1 minute, 23 seconds left. 1st down completion. Darnay Holmes jumping, like completely misjudging that ball. Jefferson definitely hit that guy in the helmet. Jefferson said 2nd and 7 coming up. Thibodaux around the edge again. Gibson is going to go down after a gain of 1. And he tried to get back up. Thank God. Thibodaux has completely taken this game over, man. I'm looking for him to make a play on this 3rd and 7? 3rd and 6. Yeah, the refs are definitely letting them play on both sides today. 3rd and 5. There was a couple of no calls on Slayton, but there's been no calls on them too. So they're calling it down the middle of the day. I like the way the refs are calling it. 3rd and 5 coming up. We're in man. A couple of no names out there playing cornerback for us. Thibodaux is 1-on-1. He's coming around the corner. Heineke, Dexter Lawrence just got held. Dexter Lawrence got held like bigly. Like what did Donald Trump say in that press conference? Bigly or big league, but whatever it was, Dexter Lawrence just got held. All right, 25 seconds left. This punt return is going to basically determine if we're going to be able to go for this or not, try to go for a field goal or not. Richie James is going to field this, hold on to the ball first and foremost. We're going to go out to 25, 16 seconds and a timeout. You got to think we'll probably just run this ball and go into the half. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Exactly, Alex. 11-point lead at the half is better than we hoped for. I'll go ahead and take that knee and go into the half. I mean, at the 25, if we had gotten it at the 40, you got to take that shot. But at the 25, go ahead and kneel it out. Go into the half, get the ball out, and try to go up 21 coming out of the half. I'm very happy with this first half. Very happy with this first half. Got to see Dallas lose today. How many of y'all saw that game today? I love that game. I was watching the Eagles game and the Dallas game, switching back and forth between those two games. And that was an exciting finish to the Dallas game. Eagles, I think they kind of lucked out. I didn't get to see the end of that Eagles game, but I know Justin Fields went out of that game, and I'm not sure if he came back, but if he did, he had to be hobbled. I mean, he had to be hobbled coming back in that game. Let's see. Let's see what was going on there. Okay, so he did come back into the game. If any of you saw when Justin Fields came back in after he pulled that hamstring or something like that, let me know if you saw if Justin Fields looked like he was limping around or if he just looked normal again when he came back. Definitely let me know because I saw him go out and the way he pretty much fell down, was limping off the field, and it looks like he came back when I look at the what is not the score but the drive summaries. It looked like he came back in the game. But yeah, that was a really good game. AJ Brown did have a huge game. Devontae Smith went over 100 too. The Lions too, man. Hate to see that. The Lions are creeping up on us. I mean, Washington and the Lions, we were so far ahead of early on in the season. And nowadays, we're just completely they caught up to us. We start off 6-1 and now we're 7-5-1. So those two teams have gotten really hot and we have really cooled off. Yeah, I know Fields came back, Cavase, but did he look healthy or was he limping around? Our offense is so mediocre. Kayvon really still in the show tonight. Hey, listen, I just hope our offense can keep up the momentum from the first half, and I hope that Kayvon can keep up that momentum. Not even the first half from the offense, just what they did at the end of the second quarter. But if Kayvon can keep playing like this, Washington has got no shot. They've got no shot because he has not been blocked today. He's not been a guy to play with today. Exactly. I'm happy about that, Jay. Jay, two times. I'm happy about that. We got the ball at the 3-yard line and we scored a touchdown. So I don't know how many times that has happened, but yeah. He was fine, but we'll see after a day's rest. Okay. So it looks like he pretty much came back. It probably was a hamstring pull. So he probably came back on adrenaline. What a night for a come out party. Listen, I'm just hoping if we can hold on to this lead, man, it's gonna be great. My friend is a Tom Brady super fan, and everybody knows I'm a Joe Burrow super fan too. So I had a lot of fun watching that game. Had a ton of fun watching that game. He came out and said nobody comes back from a deficit against Tom Brady like that, and I said, listen, Joe Burrow is just getting started. And that's what he did. Came back from 17-3 lead and blew the Buccaneers out. So that was fun to watch too. Okay, you said so. Hurt. So Fields looked. Did I say Hurts? Okay, yeah, I did say Fields. I was gonna say, I was like, I hope I didn't say Hurts. Oh my god. 55 on the Raiders stiff arm that dude. Oh boy. What a finish, man. I did not see the end of that Raiders Patriots game. That's a crazy way to lose. That is a crazy way to lose, man. That's a crazy way to lose. I mean, you think it's going to end in a tie at worst, and you throw it back, and the guy just catches the ball and runs it in. That's crazy. Yeah, I know Hurts landed on his shoulder. I saw that play. I saw that play. And the Raiders have been catching so much slack, but they're 6-8. I mean, they're 2 games out. Let's see what's going on right there. What a catch, man. But yeah, the Raiders are 2 games out, and they were miserable to start this season off. That's funny, man. Uh, let's see what else is here. I think I missed some of these plays earlier when I was talking about Dallas and the Eagles game too. But yeah, that Dallas game was so fun to watch. Definitely great to watch. I mean, to watch them blow that lead and then Trevor Lawrence fumble and they think that they sealed the game and then he comes back. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is really stepping up right now. They won like 4 out of their last 5. We got them in early on in the season, so we don't have to deal with them again. But Trevor Lawrence is playing good football. I think he threw like 4 touchdowns today. Pretty sure he threw 4 touchdowns. Yeah, the Raiders are a mess. I mean, the Raiders are a team I'm always just rooting for some reason. I don't know why, but I just always want the Raiders to do something. Not like I'm like rooting for them strong, but like it's like they just been so bad for so long, and they got such good history. It's just sad when they're just pitiful like that. Yeah, a lot of people. I'm telling you, Alex, a lot of people's dads are Raiders fans, Steelers fans, Cowboys fans. One of those three, definitely one of those three. My dad is a Cowboys fan. Um, yeah, a ton of people flocked to those 3 teams back in the day. Who's likable over there to root for? I like Darren Waller. Like Darren Waller. Um, I always rooted for Derek Carr because David Carr used to be a Giant, so I root for him to do well. Seems like a cool dude too, so I root for a couple of those guys over there. Darren Waller has a crazy story too. I mean, the dude was had a horrible drug addiction and worked his way off of that and got back into the league and became a star. So there's a couple of guys over there with some cool stories. Pimpleton, for some reason, continues to apparently show out in practice, but doesn't get in the game. McGahee said that he said it. He said he's been doing very well in practice as people haven't been able to tackle him. And for some reason, he continues to not get a jersey. They said, why hasn't he gotten a jersey? And he said, that's above my pay grade. So it seems like he doesn't appreciate the fact that Pimpleton doesn't play. But, I mean, maybe there's some other reason. Maybe he's not able to field it consistently. I have no idea. Got to be something. I mean, Dable can't be that. He can't be that dumb. If someone looks that dominant as a returner, you just decide not to play him. My uncle's a Dallas fan. Here in New England, we have fans of every team, mostly New England, New York teams, and Buffalo, but a lot of Steelers and Dallas fans. Yeah, I mean, Steelers and Dallas fans and Raiders fans are literally everywhere, and Niners fans. Niners fans have kind of disappeared, even though the Niners have been kind of consistently good or at least decent for like the last 10 years. And then, of course, we all know with Joe Montana, but they've kind of like disappeared. I don't see as many Niners fans as you would think. Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence. I like seeing Geno Smith have that success, but at the same time, I'm like, this dude just like talked all that trash about Eli, about like how he should have been starting over and McAdoo was right. I don't know how to feel about it, but I mean, definitely a great story that Geno Smith comes out there and just became basically an elite quarterback until about 2 weeks ago. I mean, that's got to be the craziest. He's got to win comeback of the year. Hopefully, he can finish this strong because he's got to win comeback player of the year. Because they're going to say, well, he can't. He probably can't win it because he's not coming back from being a great player. Saquon has got to win it. But if there was a breakout player of the year or, a crazy, like the story of the year, Geno Smith should win it. And that's a good point, Alex. That's a good point. Yeah, I definitely don't remember when Joe Montana got traded to the Chiefs. I don't think I was born. Pretty sure I wasn't. Yeah, 1993. I definitely wasn't born then. About 4 years too early. And that's what I'm saying. You probably got to give Geno comeback player of the year because, like, at one point he was considered to be like a player that was going to turn into a good quarterback. But at the same time, like your argument for Saquon over him would be that Saquon was already a dominant player. So we'll see who wins it. But I mean, I wouldn't be mad with Geno winning that. I mean, I think he deserves that award because like for a guy to like had literally been a backup for 8 years and then come back and play as well as he did, man. Yeah, man, I know what you mean. A couple of times I've seen a couple of things where I felt old, and I mean, I don't think I'm that old. I mean, 25. So see a couple of people who are like subs who are like teenagers, and they make me feel old. Like if anybody remembers Nate, who I had on the channel a bunch of times, I mean he told me something on Twitter the other day. It made me feel old. He was like, he's in college, and and I'm like 7 years older than somebody that's in college. So that's something else. Because at this point, I'm like, what, 2 years removed from college? Kavase is older than both of us, probably. Yeah, we got to start heating up going into the playoffs if we want to do anything. I mean, I would love to win a playoff game. If we play against the Buccaneers or the Lions or something like that, I think we can win a playoff game. Brightwell returning it, he's going to go down at the 26 and a half, so it was worth him returning it. Yeah, I started feeling weird when I was older than the players too. And I started feeling weird when I started being older than the NFL players. Like, who else sees like YouTubers that are like 20 years old or like 18 years old or even teenagers, and they're talking about college players and they're saying this kid has got blah, 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 blah. This kid. I'm like, you're talking about somebody older than you. Giants in the shotgun, handoff to Saquon, fake handoff to Saquon, and that'll be a throw on a quick little speed out to a 7 route to Darius Slayton. Yeah, I don't think McKinney is coming back. But Adoree Jackson may come back next week or the week after. 2nd and 3 coming up. Slayton in motion across the formation. Lined up as a kind of a tight end. Handoff to Saquon, who spins and basically made that first down for us. It looks like they gave him the spot too. If Saquon doesn't make that spin, I don't think we get that first down. And that's the type of plays that you're looking at if you want to pay a running back big money. Something has to not be blocked up well and him just be able to make a play out of it, which I think he did a lot as a rookie, and he's not been able to do consistently since he's been in the league. I mean, since he's been, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th year. Good thing that ball was incomplete because Saquon was going nowhere with that. That'll make it 2nd and 10. Yeah, I don't think McKinney will be back because he literally has pins in his hand, which makes you think like he broke that hand into like 12 different places. Like he has to have like completely shattered the bones in his hand because they said he had like multiple pins in his hand to hold his hand together. So I don't think he's coming back. I think this is like a month, like 6-month thing. I think he'll still be rehabbing in the offseason. Slayton with a nice catch. It'll make this a 3rd and manageable instead of a 3rd and long. Bad throw. Hopefully, Gene, you're not ahead of me. And hopefully you were saying bad throw for that Slayton play and not that Daniel Jones is going to miss somebody on this next play. 3rd and 3 coming up. Daniel Jones is back he's in the backfield by himself. It's an empty set. Saquon is at the bottom of the screen. Ton of separation between him and anybody else on our line. I think they're going to take Daniel Jones is going to take off and run with this. Yeah, bad throw to Richie James. As you said, the throw was too low. DJ got skittish in the pocket, and he just kind of panicked, and that was a bad throw. Should have been completed, but I mean the guy just can't really improvise and throw accurate passes. You just can't expect it. At least the Giants moved the ball a little bit. Let's kick it deep and see if we can get this ball back. But, of course, we have not shown that we can stop the run. Yeah, I don't think DJ's worth a multi-year deal at this point. And it's just like, why pay him on a 1-year deal for him to prove something that you already know is just not going to happen? He's not going to be that guy that elevates you. If you get Daniel Jones, a dominant wide receiver 1, you get Daniel Jones a better offensive line, you get him other wide receivers that are good, I think he can be a good quarterback, definitely. But is he going to elevate the team, which is what you probably need for a guy that you're paying big money to? I just don't see it. And when I say big money, I mean big money in general, not even for a quarterback. It's like, do you want to pay this guy $20 million and he's not really elevating the team? He's just a product of what's around him. Quarterbacks are hard to find, though, so it's all up to them if they want to bring him back or not. But if they're bringing him back, you know that they have to build pretty much a perfect team around him. That's the only way we're going to get any kind of consistency out of him. I don't think he'll get big money at all. Like I said, I mean, I think big money in this case is anything over like $17 million. And it's like, I don't think you can justify it. But if they feel like they cannot find a replacement that's cheaper, that'll give similar play, then by all means, pay him again. And that's the thing with Zach Wilson. The maturity thing is something that scares me. Um, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of Zach Wilson coming out of college, though. Justin Jefferson on the Giants. I think Justin Jefferson gets 1,000 yards either way. I just think, I mean, I think some players are getting 1,000 yards even with a backup quarterback. I think he's getting over 1,000 either way. Now, is he going to get 1,600, 1,500, 1,400? I don't know, but I think he'll get like 1,100 yards. You know, maybe like you said, 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. But I think guys like that get open so much that even if you miss him 2 or 3 times a game, he'll still, have good stats. The Giants defense has allowed 150 plus yards the last 4 games every time. 5.4 yards a carry. Highest in team history. I mean, the Giants have never been a team that just allows people to run all over them every time. And that's what they're doing. It's horrible. That was a nice looking blitz for the Giants, but no one was there to cover Terry. He was wide open with about 15 yards of separation, just standing there, and he picked up an easy first down. Oh, yeah, the Giants can never make it simple. Never make it simple. Only way the Giants are going to win this game easily is if we're able to get another turnover forced by this front four. Giants look disorganized. Play action. Heineke stepping up. Easy completion to McLaurin again. He had a guy on the ground trying to cover him. Couldn't figure out. I think that was Pinnock on the ground. Yeah, that was pitiful. That was Jalen Smith who fell down in coverage. That's even more pitiful. First and 10. Washington moving the ball easily. Hand off to Curtis Samuel, who's going to get a first down. And Washington is moving. That's who's that? I thought that was Curtis Samuel, but it's not. I don't know who that is. I think his name is Brown. Diami Brown. There you go, Diami Brown. I forgot Diami Brown was on this roster. They just kept completely taking this good dude out of the lineup. Thibodaux stretching, getting some water on the sideline. Looks like he's exhausted. Yeah, they're going to score this drive. I mean, there's not much you can say. They're moving the ball very easily so far. This is where you want your defense to stand up. Looks like the Washington tight end doesn't know what they're running. But let's see. Hand off to Robinson. Aziz got held. Luckily, they thrown the flag. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because they've been holding us all day. And they hold this defensive front every single game, almost every play. So it's not a hold. They didn't call the hold on Aziz, but they did call an illegal motion. Yeah, he can't get a head start blocking somebody, but either way, Aziz got held. Let's see what they're calling. Looks like Thibodaux is exhausted. What's going on? What's going on with the ref? Daniel Jones literally doesn't look like a real person, man. He was better off with the beard. He looks like he's just kind of fading away. He looks like a creative player. There was a streaker. Okay. I didn't see it. First and 15. McLaurin, man. McLaurin. This dude, man. I mean, that pass rush came through. Leonard Williams almost was able to swat it, and McLaurin just jumps and catches a high ball out of the air and just makes it happen, man. Like this is what we need on our team. This is what we need on our team. And I think that put him over 1,000 for the season. And Washington is driving at the 30. Bootleg to Dotson, who's going to get an easy first down. I mean, this Giants defense is not able to really stop anything. If it's not a straight drop back, the Giants defense has no shot at getting a stop. Xavier, like I said, may be out the rest of this season regardless. Like McKinney might be out until like March. Like we don't know because they said he had a bunch of pens in his hand. So, and there goes Terry, and that's actually Jahan Dotson with an easy scoring drive for him. Easy scoring drive for them. This will make this 14-10, and the Giants' offense. It's time to answer. If you don't answer, this game won't. You won't be winning this game. And I think Washington is going to go for 2 to try to make this a 3-point game. So for now, I'll put this 14-9. If they get to 2, it'll be 14-11, and they're going to go for 2 to make this a 3-point game. But I mean, what do you expect with Nick McLeod and Jason Pinnock? And there's nobody out there that's going to stand up and make a difference in the secondary, at least, and with the linebackers. So literally, all our defense is the front four. And I mean, I'm happy for us to finally say good riddance to the Darnell Holmes experience. Please hold him out, man. We saw this 2-point conversion lined up all day, and they're going to call offensive pass interference. They saved us. But we saw this play coming from a mile away, and we could not stop it. I mean, we saw this play coming. Like, you see him running down the field, you know this is going to be – that's definitely offensive pass interference, definitely. But, I mean, they should have been able to stop that play. That is a play that Holmes probably would have undercut or tried to undercut. That was definitely offensive pass interference. Like, he just went up and blocked Darnell Holmes. So that's definitely pass interference. But yeah, I haven't liked Darnell Holmes since he's been a rookie. He has not been good since then. Giants are loading up trying to block this. 14-9. And he missed it. Let's go. He missed it. And I don't know why they changed the scoreboard to 14-8, but it's 14-9. And they missed the extra point because they had offensive pass interference. So this keeps this to a – doesn't really change much. But instead of it being a 4-point game, it's a 5-point game. So you love to see it. Love to see it. How does he keep making the team? Because we don't have anything behind him. And for some reason, they just have this like in their head that he's like a solid starter. They just have that in their head that he's played because he's played 2 or 3 years, like basically played start and slot corner snaps. They have it in their head that he's a solid starter because he's played this many games. I would rather have Flott in there. Flott has not looked good in the slot, but he has looked good outside, but they don't play him outside. About what, 2 months ago, Cordell Flott was playing a lot of slot corner, was playing a lot of outside corner, and he looked solid to me. He looks solid to me, but since he's been back, he's been pretty much only playing in the slot, and he's been getting blocked around a lot. I mean, you also don't want that guy in the slot because he's 170 pounds, and he's getting pushed around by tight ends. He's getting pancaked. It's making it really easy for them to run the ball. So put Cordell Flott on the outside again. Let him just line up and play. But I guess Nick McLeod has been so solid too. It is what it is. Well, I mean, we should have never, ever had Adoree Jackson. Like, we should have never, ever had Adoree Jackson on punt return. The thing is, Moreau was, like I said, a solid second corner, but once you make him your cornerback one, I mean, it's curtains. What's their identity? Good defensive line. That's it. But other than that, you can do pretty much whatever you want to do. You can't drop back and just straight up drop back and sit back there. The pass rush will get there, but anything else, it's open season. You said patchwork defense, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're missing Adoree Jackson, you're missing McKinney, 2 Pro Bowl level players, in my opinion. Yeah, that's definitely offensive pass interference, and they brought in a ref, a former referee, their officiating analyst, and he's saying the same thing. That to me is cut and dry. I mean, to go up the field and block a guy is clear offensive pass interference. 1st and 10, Richie James motions in the slot right. This will be a handoff to Saquon. Play action. Nice catch by by Darius Slayton because that ball is behind him. This will make this a 2nd and 4? Either way, he needs more playing time or he won't get better. Yeah, with Flott. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Didn't we take Flott in the 3rd or 4th round? I mean, when you take a cornerback 3rd or 4th round, you want him to play for you. But Nick McLeod, give it up to him. He's getting more snaps than him. Got to stand for something. Nice run play right there. Beautifully blocked by Daniel Bellinger, taking out that defensive tackle and giving Saquon a hole to run through. This makes it 1st and 10, 11-yard run. Look like an 11-yard run. Nice little wham block. Shotgun. Saquon next to Daniel Jones. DJ's got time to throw it. Please hold the ball. That's not a fumble. That's not a fumble. He was down. Let's cut it. That's not a fumble. That is not a fumble. That's literally not a fumble, dude. I know this dude didn't drop the ball. I know this dude didn't drop the ball. That's not a fumble. That's not a fumble. That's literally not a fumble at all. Him hitting the ground made the ball come out. That's not a fumble. And I'm not gonna get angry at Daniel Jones for that because this dude has not had a fumble issue for years. And now every time this dude drops the ball, people act like it's a reoccurring issue, but that's not even a fumble. And they better make sure that that comes back because his elbow, his whole forearm was on the ground. The second his forearm hit the ground, the ball started moving. Like that was not a fumble. But that is one thing that needs to happen. Somebody I'm talking to on Twitter is saying, why didn't he slide? And that's a good point. I mean, a couple of times he didn't have a choice to slide before, but that time he definitely was able to slide. He tried to drop his shoulder, and that just hasn't worked. But let's see if we can get a good call. Let's see if we can actually get the right call because referees have been known to make bad calls. Like he was clearly down, but like I said, luckily, hopefully, the referees will make the right call and not incorrectly say that he wasn't down. Thank you. Runner was down by contact. Let's keep it going. Ron Rivera is yelling, but it's a clear. He was clearly down. Clearly down. Clearly down. Right there. The ball is secure. The ball's not moving. His whole forearm is down. Second and one coming up. But his whole forearm was down. Second and one coming up. Daniel Jones does not have to be a tough guy. That's what's going on here. Quarterback sneak, easy first down. Giants at the 49 in the shotgun, first and 10. Decent protection. Quick throw to Saquon, who's going to get about 7 yards. I couldn't tell if he grabbed his shoulder or not. Looks like he didn't, or he was adjusting something. That looked like pretty much a design quick throw to Saquon, almost like a design screen. And the Giants have been able to get, 6, 7 yard plays out of that a couple of times today. Second and 4 coming up. Back in the shotgun, handoff to Saquon. Saquon's got a gap, and he's going to push this forward for a first down. Nice run by Saquon. Nice run by this offensive line. Finally getting back to controlling this line of scrimmage. Nick Gates is in the game. And I don't know where he's playing in the game, if he's playing right guard or if he was at tight end. Looks like Nick Gates is playing left guard again. So Bredesen is out of the game. I don't know if that's because of injury or if they just pulled him out, but we'll see. Breida in the game this time. Hand off to Breida. Bree tried to make a guy miss, picks up a yard. Looks like Kavase is a play ahead of me. I'm on second down. Play hasn't started yet. So hopefully he's saying, oh my God, that was almost a pick six. And it was really caught. It went through the guy's hands. It was almost caught. Almost got intercepted, but it got caught. And someone turned up the field and scored a touchdown. Hopefully that's what happened. Hopefully it wasn't anything worse than that. 2nd and 9. DJ's stepping into it. And that ball got swatted. Would have been a first down, but the ball got swatted. And it looks like there's a hold on the Giants offense. There you go. Mongo, dirtbag, John Feliciano with the hold. That makes it 2nd and 19. Feliciano once again is taking us out of field goal range. Oh my gosh. Slayton almost dropped that pass. Like, how many times is this dude going to knock us out of field goal range and then Slayton almost dropped that? 3rd and 15. Let's see where we are on the field after that penalty. We're 1 for 5 on 3rd down, 3rd and 15. All we need is about 6-7 yards, and we can kick this field goal. Saquon staying in the block. DJ's got time. DJ's going to take off. He's running. He's corralled the ball, and he is going to be in field goal range. Let's see. Let's see if we can make this field goal. I think this will put us up 8 if we can kick this field goal, which will put us up by more than a touchdown, which is exactly what we want. And that's a face mask that didn't get called. It is what it is. Not every face mask gets called. We earned this field goal attempt, and Gano is going to take a shot at it. And it is good. Let's go. This will put us up 8 points. It's not the touchdown that we all need, but it'll put us up 8 points, and we'll go up 17-9. So glad we made that because I have not felt as confident in Gano as I used to, being honest with you all. He's missed a couple of field goals, a couple of them in bad conditions, but I have not been as confident in Gano as I used to feel because of this season. I mean, he just hasn't been as dominant as a kicker as he usually is. Luckily, we were able to get back in field goal range on the legs of Daniel Jones because Feliciano took us right out of field goal range and pretty much killed that drive. I mean, who knows what we do if he doesn't get that penalty. So 17-9 with us kicking this off. If we can just, I mean, please, just if we can just do something as simple as to just force a 3 and out, maybe. I mean, have they punted today? Let's see if they punted today. They've punted 3 times today. So make them punt one more time. Make them punt it one more time, and let's see. If we can force a 3-and-out here, the offense, the last drive moved it really well. End of the first half moved it well. It's touch and go with this offense. So if we can get anything and force this 3-and-out and get any points, that will be a huge bonus. Because even though this Washington offense is definitely better than ours, and our defense is a mess, I still think going up by 11 is definitely helpful. Like I just really don't get why. I just don't get why Feliciano can't sit on the bench. You put Nick Gates at center. Nick Gates at center was good weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago. All right, 1st and 10 for the Commanders coming up. They've got 3 wide receivers on the field. Hand off to Robinson. There's a crowd there, and he's pushing. I mean, Robinson is just carrying Jalen Smith for about 5 extra yards. And Maximus is not even the defensive line. It's not even the defensive line. Like, first off, Henry Mondo right there was getting held. But other than that, the defensive line did what they were supposed to do. Jalen Smith is supposed to stop that dude from carrying him 5 or 6 extra yards. Flea flicker time. Heineke's taking a shot. And that is too far. I always have flashbacks about, teams used to run flea flickers against the Giants, and every single time they ran it, it would be a touchdown. They used to hit those flea flickers every time. 3rd and 3. Luckily, Brian Robinson is off the field on 3rd and 3, but Antonio Gibson is not, he's not a guy that you just don't account for. Landon Collins in the game. Handoff to, I don't know who, but he's a yard short. And this is in Commander territory. Will they punt it? Or will they go for it? Let's see. Let's see here. Landon Collins came down into that gap and met him and did not allow him to get that first down. And that's Curtis Samuel right there. If that was Brian Robinson, they probably get a first down. Let's see if they'll go for it. Watch out for the fake punt. Watch out for the fake punt on 4th and 1 from Riverboat Ron. They're kicking it. Tress Way is a beautiful punt from Tress Way. That ball has gone. Oh my God, man. I'm not mad at Richie James because that was a crazy, terrific punt. That was just a really good punt. Tress Way might be the best punter in the game. Like, people might want Richie James to field that punt, but that ball came out of like the sky. It came like straight down to him. Like that's not fielding a punt is hard, especially when you're looking up in the sky and that punt is like really high in the sky. Especially when you're Richie James. You're right. Yeah, I'd rather him not try to field that punt because, like I said, if exactly people are running full speed, it's just it that was a recipe for disaster. People that tried to field punts like that aren't very sure-handed. That's how you get a muff punt because that ball was like coming straight out of the sky. Who was it on the Eagles? I think it was Deshaun Jackson. I think it was Deshaun Jackson that tried to field a punt and didn't call for a fair catch or something, or did call for a fair catch and still got hit. It was a running back, huh? It might have been Darren Sproles or Boston Scott then. Yeah, Darren Sproles. But I remember somebody on the Eagles. You're right. They tried to call for a fair catch, and it didn't work out for them. Giants starting off at the 1 yard line. I wouldn't even turn around and hand this off, but they do, and they actually get 4 yards out of it. Mongo, dirtbag, John Feliciano actually made a nice block on that play. I just get so scared of holding in the end zone, man. Nick Gates is bleeding from his elbow. I'm guessing Bredesen either wasn't healthy enough to play well or just wasn't playing well. I don't know, but Nick Gates is back in the game. 2nd and 5 coming up. DJ has got to, you got to give him a better throw, man. You got to give him a better throw. Saquon is standing right there on the sideline, wide open. You got to give him a better throw than that. I mean, if not for anything, but to make sure that you don't give them the ball in your own territory. Like why are you throwing that so inaccurately? He's wide open on the sideline. All right, 3 wide receivers back in the shotgun. DJ is confident, and we get just a bad drop. I mean, Bellinger he doesn't drop it much. He's only dropped it maybe once this year, but that's just a horrible drop. I mean, that was right in between the numbers. Right in between the numbers right there. Oh, and that was behind him a little bit. No, that was behind him. Nice throw, nice punt by Gillen. We just got to make this tackle here. Whoa, he fumbled the ball. Let's go. Let's go. Hopefully that was a fumble. Hopefully that was a fumble. Hopefully that was a fumble. And he wasn't down by contact. It looked like it's our ball. Looked like it was our ball. Yeah, they're saying he was down by contact. They're saying he was down by contact. Yeah, he was down. He was down. Yeah, I mean that dude is in a bad. I mean, he got bent up. Oh man, DJ has got to hit these guys. Like he's got to stop with these inaccurate throws, especially within 18 yards. Like I mean, that one to Saquon would have been a first down. That one to Bellinger would have been a first down. People can say Bellinger should have caught that, but the ball literally hit the guy. Like it grazed him. Like it grazed off of his arm. So I mean, he's got to be more accurate with these throws, man. Like we just can't afford to have these missed throws. Hopefully, we can get a punt out of this or something because I mean, without those two inaccurate throws, you're probably not giving them the ball basically at midfield. How do you all feel in the chat? Do you think that Bellinger had a horrible drop, or do you think that the ball grazed off of his arm and it was behind him? I think it was behind him on the TV broadcast. When you first see it, it looks like a horrible drop from Bellinger. It looked horrible. When you see it from the other angle, you see that the ball literally grazed off of the guy's arm. So I mean, yeah, maybe he reaches back and catches it, but he probably expected it to be here. I mean, he probably expected it to be in his chest or even like in front of him. Then he can catch it. 2nd and 6 handoff. Looks like there's great penetration from the defense, and they don't tackle him. The tackling in the run game is beyond horrible. It's beyond horrible. It's beyond horrible. It's literally the worst in the league. The fact that you have defenders all over the place in the backfield, and you allow this dude to reverse field like that and not even get a hand on him is he's not that guy. I'm gonna tell you right now. Brian Robinson is gonna be a good player for them, but he's not gonna be a guy that's that dominant. And there's Heineke with all the space in the world, and he's running. And that's what happens, man, when you don't tackle. Ah, man. I mean, we can't win games like this. We can't win games like this, man. Like it's going to be hard to win games like this with the defense this bad. We've only given up 9 points, but I mean the ease which they've moved the ball with has been outrageous. And that was just a bad throw and then a drop. At this point, I'm hoping for another missed field goal. But this is just another one of these games that we might be able to win today. But it's just like, did you really play well? Like, I mean, did you really deserve that? But let's see it. We're up 17-9 right now, 13 minutes left. Let's stand up defense, 2nd and 10. I mean, you got to stand up a couple of times a game. Let's stand up. Dotson in motion. We're sending a blitz. Oh, he fumbled the ball, and he fell back on top of it. Fell back on top of it. The Giants defense has been raking for a fumble all day, but I would just like them to just tackle guys, to be honest with you. That ball came out that time, but again, I would just like for them to tackle guys. And let's see who that was. That was Aziz. Yeah. That was just a good play by Gibson to get back on that football. 3rd and 9 coming up. Please come up and do not allow an easy first down. Pinnock down in the slot. He's blitzing. You know he's blitzing, which means they're going to leave the middle of the field wide open. Yeah, that was just a well-timed blitz by Pinnock. That was just well executed. Completely well executed right there. And again, as I said, I think Pinnock is going to be a good player for us. I think he's going to be here for a while because he is explosive. He's decisive. And that's what you need out of a safety right there. Good blitzer, good tackler. Brings that energy. 51-yard attempt by Joey Sly coming up. He missed his last extra point attempt. Giants are going to try to block this. And it looks like it's right down the middle for Joey Sly. And I think NBC, they're putting up the total yards per kick. They're not putting up the yardage that it goes down for in the record books. So that's why they're adding that 10 extra yards or something, or 8 yards or however many. It's like a next gen stat. So I'll update them. This makes it 12-17. We got back to a 5-point lead. All the Giants need to do really is score a touchdown, and I think that ends this game. Scoring a field goal would pretty much put them in a position where you go back up 8. So if they score, they got to get a 2-point conversion to tie this game up. Exactly. I'm glad it's a fight, but I would have really liked us to execute more. This is the drive right here. A touchdown this drive puts up, it really wraps up the game. A touchdown right here. You're saying slow, methodical. Even if it's not slow and methodical, Washington has shown that they're not really able to, they haven't been able to hit those big plays against us today. So even if we score, even if it's not slow and methodical, I think if Washington goes down the field and scores, it's not really like it's not really going to be something like they're going to be able to score twice to come back and win against us. So I think scoring a touchdown right here, or like you said, a slow and methodical drive and a field goal probably finishes this game off. After Tom Coughlin, Ben McAdoo, Steve Spagnuolo, Pat Shermer, Joe Judge, Brian Dable. Brian Dable 7-5-1. I just want you to not be. I want you to finish this season over 500, Brian Dable. We are not used to as Giants fans, at least people my age and older. We are not used to as Giants fans having all these coaches. Maybe you guys who were watching the Giants in the 70s, but anybody watching it from the 80s on, I mean, I guess you had a couple of coaches in the 90s, but pretty much the Giants have been a lot more stable than most teams in the NFL. So to have 5 coaches like we have the last couple of years has been horrible. And I think when you look back at the 70s and people say the Giants were so bad in those years, when you look back at those years and compare them to now or compare them to the past couple of years have definitely been worse, record-wise, all around. 1st and 10, play action. DJ's going to throw this to the tight end, who's going to get about 4.5 yards right there. Yeah, the Browns, man. We're right up there with the Browns, probably. (17-12), 2nd and 6 coming up. Giants back in a shotgun. You got to think they'll probably try to get Saquon involved some way. Richie James has a lot of space. Please hold on to the ball, dude. Please. I appreciate that when he got hit and spun, he put both hands on the ball because that was a perfect chance for him to fumble. Really nice play call right there. He had a lot of space. They sent the blitz, and perfect play call for that blitz. So I'm guessing Daniel Jones saw that blitz and checked to that play. Nice play. Richie James has not really made like the crazy highlight plays, and he's let us down that one game, but he's been reliable. He's been solid. Saquon in the slot. Daniel Jones tried to hit him, and he's going to just throw this away. They were all over that. They were all over that screen to Saquon on the right side. So this will be 2nd and 10. Let's see where the Giants are on the field. Bredesen back in the game. I mean, what is up with the constant moving offense? Our coaches just love moving offensive linemen in and out of the game. It looks like this may be a run play. Draw play. Saquon is going to get 4 or 5. I mean, I guess you got to keep him honest with the run. This will make this 3rd and 5? 3rd and 6? 3rd and 6 coming up. Landon Lorenz says, I've been watching your content for 5 years now. Keep it up. Your lives are amazing. Appreciate that. Not many people on here have been watching me that long. Not many people have been watching my stuff that long. If you've been on here for 5 years, you know I used to thank you, Daniel, for finally putting it on a guy on a 3rd down. Nice 3rd down conversion. Nice 3rd down conversion. But I was about to say this, Landon. If you've been watching me for 5 years and you remember when I was mostly just uploading highlights. Just uploading highlights and then, making occasional videos talking about what was going on. And then before that, I was making videos once a week talking about, the post game and making videos during the week, talking trash, whole TTC thing. But yeah, not many people have been watching me for that long. Appreciate that. 2nd and 10. When I came back on this channel in 2020, and I started like uploading consistently, I had like 650 subscribers. So I didn't really start from 0. So I always wonder like how those 650 people, if they still watch me. 2nd and 10. After that last pass got batted down, Saquon is in the shotgun beside Daniel Jones. He's in motion. Daniel Jones is taking off, and he is in just a crowd of Washington Commanders, and he went nowhere. That play completely got shut down. This Pro Bowl is a joke, yeah. Yeah, I made that video when Andy Dalton got into the Pro Bowl over Eli Manning, even though he had worse stats. I made that's what made me make that video. I remember that. 3rd and 8. This is it, man. If we can get 5 yards on 3rd and 8, if we can get 5 yards on 3rd and 8 and kick this field goal, we go up by 8 again. Nice protection. DJ's got time, and that almost was an interception. Just a nice play by that DB right there. 4th and 8. What are they doing? What are they thinking? I would think you punt it right here, but it looks like they're kind of hesitating. And then you got a guy in the middle of the field that got tackled, it looked like. And some people might call that pass interference, but I wouldn't call it that. I mean, they were both going for the ball. 4th and 8, and we're just going to punt this off. Hopefully we pin them deep. See if we can get some more defensive magic. They'll start at the 9, and they're down 5. 9 minutes left. Yeah, I mean, we've been checking the ball down all day, but I can't blame them. Can't blame them. And that particular play, no one was open, and a guy got tackled in the middle of the field. So I don't know if that was holding or pass interference or what, but it was something. All right, let's see. Let's pull up these stats so far. Vintage Daniel Jones, 20 for 31 for 161 yards. I wish I had the receiver longs on here, but I'm pretty sure his long for the day is about 15, 16 yards. Saquon Barkley, 12 carries for 39 yards. Daniel Jones, 7 carries for 30. So that's 69 rushing yards. You add in Matt Breida, that is 75 rushing yards on the day, about 3-point-something yards a carry. Richie James, 42 yards is your leading receiver. I mean, same old, same old. We're probably waiting for Darius Slayton to make a play. That'll ice it for us. The defense, Kayvon Thibodaux, 7 tackles. Of course, he had that huge first half, but hasn't been as impactful the second half. Couple mistakes. Dexter Lawrence, only 1 tackle today. Leonard Williams not on the stat sheet today. No tackles for him. Let's see what's going on for Washington. Heineke, 12 for 21, 136 yards and a touchdown. Brian Robinson, 11 carries for 70. They're averaging 6.4 yards a carry with Brian Robinson. Antonio Gibson, 5 for 21. That's 4.2 yards a carry with him. Diami Brown with a 15-yard run. Heineke with a 12-yard run with 24 yards on the ground. So they are above. They're about 130 yards rushing so far. McLaurin is their leading receiver with 65 yards, 5 catches. Dotson with 30 yards and a touchdown. Pretty similar stats, except they've been running the ball much better today. Total yards, Washington is up by 18 total yards, 236 to 254. No sacks given up by the Giants yet. 2 sacks by the Giants. 1st and 10. Play action. Heineke's got time. He's taking a shot. That's a duck. Please do not allow him to catch that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There was literally no reason that this guy should have caught this. There was no reason that guy should have caught that. That's pass interference. He pushed the guy. He pushed his back away so he could catch the ball. That's offensive pass interference. And even with the offensive pass interference, man, like he could not have played that ball any worse. They're already at the 30, 10 yards away from the red zone. Hand off to Brian Robinson. He's got space. He's to the edge. He's down inside the 15. Horrible defense. I mean, Brian Robinson is such a decisive runner, and he's able to bounce things to the outside, but such in such a decisive way is it is what it is, guys. 12 carries for 89 yards from Robinson right now. Handoff again to Curtis Samuel. He's trying to make something happen. He's going nowhere. He's going to get about a half a yard, and he's going to keep it moving. This cannot be where you fold, Giants. Stand up and kick. Stand up. Stand up and make them kick a field goal. I mean, when I look at that, it looked like it was offensive pass interference, but it is what it is. I mean, they didn't call it, but it looked like offensive pass interference to me. Maybe I'm wrong. 2nd and 9 coming up. Thibodaux with a spin move, and he was in the face of the quarterback. And they're going to get about 4 yards right there. And Thibodaux's out on 3rd down. That's going to hurt. That is going to hurt. 3rd and 4 coming up. Probably if they convert this 1st down, they probably score. Probably score if they convert this 1st down. Giants defense is playing off. They're being patient. It looks like he's going to get sacked. Dexter Lawrence. He was down right there. But Dexter Lawrence with a sack right there. Make him kick a field goal. Make him kick that field goal. This will make this a 2-point game. This will make this a 2-point game coming up. Leonard Williams in the backfield. Heineke steps up. Aziz came close. Dexter Lawrence wrapped it up. All right, 15-17. Make them kick this field goal. Really good that they end up kicking this field goal if what's going on here? They're challenging this. They're challenging this? Let's see. And that's a fumble. That's a fumble. That's a fumble. Let's go. Let's go. That's a fumble. This defense has come up. I mean, this defensive line, I'll say, has come up big. I mean, that's what you need, man. That's a fumble, clear as day. That's a fumble. That's a fumble. I mean, after they hit that big play, for this defense to force that is big, huge. That's a clear as day fumble, yeah. I mean, we better get this ball. Oh, yeah, it's definitely not over. I definitely didn't think it was over. I thought that they would score a touchdown that drive, but I didn't think the game was over. But that's definitely a fumble, man. Let's hope if we can get this ball, go down the field and score. If we can kick a field goal, that is a win. I think that's a win for us. Imagine if we go down the field and kick a field goal and they get the ball back, go down the field, score, and and get the 2-point conversion. Think about that. Imagine this goes to overtime again. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. But all I'm focusing on now is getting this ball back and seeing if we can score. That's what I'm saying. Imagine if you said down. Oh, you saying check down? I thought you were saying that Heineke was down. But yeah, imagine if this game ends ends like that, man. That would be crazy. If we kick a field goal, they score, go for two, and then we run out the clock again, and it's another tie. I mean, that would be nuts. I wonder what that would change. I mean, I feel like that would hurt our chances compared to like the Seahawks and the Lions. Let's go. Giants ball. Thank you for Leonard Williams falling on that ball. Heineke's got his face in his hands. All right. Giants got the ball, 6 minutes left. Run some time off the clock, get points, and you win. Saquon up the middle. I thought he was gone. I thought he was gone. I thought he was gone, man. I thought he was gone. Deron Payne or Jonathan Allen, one of those two, got up the field so quick that Saquon just got to run right past them. All right. I would stay with the run for now. Keep with the run. Keep with the run. I don't need any long developing outside runs. Go right up the middle, right up the field. Saquon up the field. Saquon spinning in the open field, picking up 12. Run the ball straight up the middle. None of the outside stuff, none of the scary stuff. Run that ball, finish this game, kill the clock, get into the end zone. Run it 10 times into the end zone. Again, not running it outside, not running it, waiting for a guy to develop, waiting for all these blocks to develop. Run it straight up the gut because that's what's worked for us early on in the season, and that's what's working for us now. Let's keep it going. 4:46 left. 2 first down runs. Back in the shotgun. Saquon again up the middle. Saquon with another experience. Saquon juking back across midfield inside the 45. 3 straight first downs by Saquon. How you ice a game? Ask him. Saquon will tell you how to ice a game. That spin move is deadly. The spin move is deadly. To stay on your feet and then to spin and then cut back like that. Saquon Barkley looking like me in the 6th grade. You can't even do some of these moves in Madden unless you got badges or something. Another run to Saquon up the middle, and he's going to get corralled. They're trying to strip him, and he gets 4. It looks like they called him down, but he fell forward after that play. And this clock is dripping. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. 2nd and 7. I definitely trust the ball in Saquon's hands above anybody else's. They're letting that clock drip. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Like I said, that clock is dripping. Another handoff to Saquon. Daniel Jones has it. He's getting the first down, and he's down in bounds. That's game. That's got to be game right there. Inside 3 minutes. 2:56 left. The Giants finally got back to doing what they do best. They finally got back to doing what they do best, which is running the ball. Staying consistent, running the ball, not running all the way outside, hoping you can hit a big play, run it up their gut. And then when you're doing that well, having DJ keep it. Another play, hand off to Saquon. This time we get a yard. They're going for that ball heavy. They're going for that ball heavy. What's Saquon sitting at right now? We got to be over 100 now. We're at 127 just off of this drive. Saquon 17 for 84 right now. Daniel Jones is 8 for 37. Not one run, not one throw this play. Not one throw this play, this drive. That's how I like it. That's how I like it. Let's keep this clock moving. Second down coming. Washington already used one timeout. Man, I'm not even we play I think we play Minnesota next week, or I thought we played the Colts next week, but I think you're right. 2nd and 9. Let's not even get into next week. 2nd and 9. Let's hand this off again. Saquon up the middle. You just hand it off to your best player and just worry about whatever else comes next. Washington takes another timeout. 2:15 left. Second timeout. You got to think the Giants will throw it here. I wouldn't hate if they ran it here. I would not hate it if they ran it here. Okay, yeah, okay. So that was my thought too. Minnesota, Colts, and then Philly. Yeah, I knew it was Minnesota then Colts, or Colts then Minnesota, but I'm pretty sure I saw Minnesota. I don't think we're playing conservative. I think that was just working. The run play was working all the way down the field. So I wouldn't go away from it either. Unless you're a play ahead of me and they just nailed it or something. All right, 3rd and 6. Back in the shotgun. This is obviously a run-heavy formation. I would try to run a bootleg. Slayton is going to catch that, and he's going to stay in bounds, and he's going to fumble and reestablish possession a half a yard behind the line of scrimmage. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. We'll kick this field goal to try to go up by 8. They're going to have to go down the field. Exactly. We got to kick this field goal. We got to make it to go up by 8. And they're going to try to go down the field and score and get a 2-point conversion with about a minute and 50-something left in the timeout. We're in that wild card spot. I'm not even going to say it. Listen, man, I'm looking straight at this TV. I'm not worried about it. We're going to go ahead and kick this field goal, go up 21-12. I think that puts us up. Doesn't that put us up 9? Am I tripping? I think that puts us up 8, as I've been saying this entire time, but it'll put us up 20-12. Why I say 21? I'm not even going to look at the chat. I know y'all are flaming me in the chat. It'll put us up 20-12. All right. Gano's lining it up. Washington will not take a timeout because they need this after the 2-minute warning. Gano's lining it up. It is good. That's the Gano I need. That's the Gano that I want. That's the Gano that should have just won us this game right here. 8-point game. If Washington gets it and they go down this field, this will be overtime again. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hey, listen, I'm calling you, Thibodaux. I'm calling y'all. I'm calling Thibodaux. I'm calling Aziz. I'm calling all of y'all. I don't need to see overtime again. I don't need to see overtime again. I don't need to see overtime again. I'm calling y'all. Dexter Lawrence, Azeez Ojulari, Leonard Williams, Kayvon Thibodaux. I'm looking for you. What are you going to do? As as what's as Michael Irvin says, are you gonna let them come in your house and eat your food? At some point, you got to stand up and be a man. At some point, you got to stand up and be a man. Let's go. Let's wrap this up. I know they're going to try to dump it off a couple of times quick, but let this pass rush run free. And as you said, Joe Small, I would go cover two man just to make them have to hold it a little bit longer. A guy got held right there on that return. A guy got held. He got held on that return. Are you kidding me? He got grabbed like this on the return. That's a hold. That's an obvious hold. That was an obvious hold on that return. That was literally an obvious hold on that return. Like that was a obvious hold on that return. I'm not mad at our return team at all because we were there. They just held us. They just held us right there. So they're going to start off at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Pass rush is there. Heineke's letting it fly. You got a guy wide open. And they're calling that a catch. Let's see if that's a catch or not. Yeah, that's a catch. That was a busted coverage right there or something. I mean, just a sundry of bad plays in a row. Well, he's out of bounds, so maybe we get this ball back again and we get to try to kick a field goal. They're at the 30. 140 left. All the time in the world for them. They chip in Thibodaux. Tight end is going to get out of bounds. Again, that's 130 something left. So maybe we can get this ball back if they happen to score because right now they're not running much clock off the field. They're not running much time off the clock. This makes this 2nd and 4. And that's the same thing I was thinking, Joe, because if we had just gone to cover two man at first, we wouldn't have lost that guy in zone coverage like that. It looks like they're going to review if he got out of bounds or not. Oh, and he didn't get out of bounds. Okay. Well, I would have he was trying to get out of bounds, but I would have want them they're reviewing if he got out of bounds or not, which he didn't, which is going to make the clock keep running. But I would have rather him got out of bounds so we could have time if they happen to score. People in my Twitter group chats are saying ungodly things about Darnay Holmes. Ungodly things that I cannot say on stream. Hey, listen, it's an 8-point game, 20-12. We cannot afford to go in overtime with the way we cannot stop their run game or their offense at all. Even though they got 12 points on the board, we cannot afford to do it. Hundred and 1 minute and 30 something seconds left. Second and 4. They need a touchdown in two. They are at what, like our 20-something yard line. 1 minute and 26 left. Man, I do not want another. I do not want to go into overtime because we have not been able to stop their offense at all. I mean, besides a couple of turnovers in the pass rush. 2nd and 4. Heineke's letting it fly, and Dotson is catching that easily. I mean, at this point, they're going to score a touchdown. It's all about trying to stop the 2-point conversion at this point because we just don't have the horses. We went to that 2-man under, which gave them made them have to hold it a little bit longer, but we just couldn't get there in time. And it was just a really nice throw and a nice route over on Washington's side. 1:13 left. Heineke lost the ball, and he's going to throw an interception. Oh, I was going to curse. He dropped. How do you drop that? How do you drop that, man? How do you drop that? How do you drop that, man? This idiot throws it directly to you because he thinks he's Brett Favre, and he threw you he threw you the game. I don't care which cornerback you are. Have you graduated from high school? Did you play college ball? Why can't you catch that? Why can't you catch that? Like, why can't you catch that? Are you kidding me? And they're going to throw this into the end zone the next couple of plays. That's the worst part. Can this dude get off the field? Can this dude get on the field? Oh, my God. This is ridiculous. Oh, my God. And then they can't get off the field. Why are you making substitutions right there? Like, why are you trying to make substitutions right there? Like, you got to catch that. You got to catch that, man. You have to catch that interception 9 times. Like, you have to catch that. We got 4 interceptions on the season, and we probably got about 7 dropped interceptions. 2nd and goal coming. The last time they were in the red zone, we forced a fumble. Let's see if we can do that again. Curtis Samuel in motion. He's got Darnay Holmes on him, which probably means he's going to score. Heineke's stepping up. Heineke's running. No one's there. He's going to score. He's short. Short at the 1. And the Giants take a second time out there trying to preserve some clock. They're trying to preserve the clock, Max. I mean, that's what it's just like. First of all, he was out of bounds. He was out of bounds. What is going on with this refereeing? Like, what's going on with this refereeing? They were good the first half. And they were good to even part of the third quarter, but this second half has just been some crazy, weird calls. So we're going to get our timeout back. He went out of bounds at the 1-yard line. They're going to score a touchdown these next couple of plays. It's just about if we can get this ball back and kick a field goal. And also, Washington has a timeout. Gene, I don't think they settled. I just think they started running the ball, and they were able to convert every time. And they pretty much, I mean, I have no issue with what they did on offense, to be honest with you, because they haven't been able to do much more than that. So I would ride the hot hand running the ball there. And at that point, you want to run time off the clock too. So I don't blame them. But McLeod has got to catch that interception. Just bad, man. Bad. And then Darnell Holmes is busting the coverage like that. I don't know if that's his fault or if that's the safety's fault. So I won't say it's all his fault, but just a bunch of just bad things. 57 seconds left. One timeout each. I think we'll have. I think, like I said, I think we'll get our timeout back, so we'll have two. But we better hope that appreciate the positive thinking, Landon. But if they happen to score and get a 2-point conversion, and we go 3 and out, they might have time to get the ball back. But let's hold them out. Let's hold them out and let's not let them give up 2 points. Let's not let them score a 2-point conversion. It's really just that. I mean, we got 2 chances. We have to not give up 2 touchdowns from right around here. Diami Brown is wide, not covered. And Robinson is going to score. Robinson is going to score there. So they scored. Now you got to stop them from getting 2 points. Again, you got to stop them from scoring twice on you. Illegal formation. All right. Well, why don't you push them back 5 yards? I'll appreciate that. Push them back 5. But this does take more time off the clock. This does take them does take time off the clock though. That's the only thing. That's the only thing is it takes time off the clock, gives us less time if we need to go down the field and kick this field goal. 101, 3rd and goal. Let's go. Big time. I mean, it's not like this is the last time, but 3rd and goal. Dotson over the middle. Azeez making a play on 3rd and goal, man. This is for all the marbles. This one is for all the marbles. Defense has got to stand up. They've been getting abused all day, but they've stood up when it mattered the most. Azeez was all in the backfield that time. He made Heineke, caused an errant throw right there. 4th and goal. 56 seconds left. This is for all the marbles. 4th and goal. I want that pass rush humming. Heineke's running. Heineke's improvising. Heineke's still running. He's throwing it, and it's going to be dropped. No flags. That's game. That's got to be game. That's got to be game right there. That's got to be game right there. We can run this clock out. 48 seconds. They got 1 timeout. That is game. Thibodaux got his hands in his face in his hands. He got poked in the eye. He got poked in the eye right there. Hopefully that's not a Bellinger thing. I don't think it's as bad as Bellinger because he started running after he got poked, and Bellinger was like on the ground. But thank you, we got to 8 wins. I predicted us to win 7 or 8 games. We got to 8 games. Now all we got to do is handle business next week. Handle business out of one of these games next week, and we're probably in the playoffs. We got 2 games to win 1. Now, if we play like we did today, who knows what we can do? But Washington is a solid team. Take that victory knee. They're going to call a timeout. They're not going to call a timeout. They'll just let us kneel it out. It looks like Tibbs is definitely got past. That was definitely pass interference, but I'm not. I don't care. I don't care at all because worse has happened to us, and that is definitely pass interference. Thank you for being a bad cornerback, Darnay, and just interfering with him. And that's ball game. That's ball game. Love to see it. That was a horrible no call by him, but I will take it 10 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10. 20-12. The Giants have. Did we call that a sweep? Is that a sweep and a half? Is that a half of a sweep? I don't know what you would call it, but the Giants were the only team that won out of these two teams in their matchup today. 8-5-1, putting Washington down one game, putting one more game between us and Seattle and Detroit. Thibodaux's on the field, so I think he's all right. I think he'll be back next week. Let's go. Let's get it, man. We just got to win one against the Colts. Just got to go ahead and win one against the Colts and win one against the Vikings. Colts or the Vikings, if we can get either one, we'll be good. The Vikings just put up how many points unanswered, or came back from a 33-0 lead or something like that. So that is I'm thinking that shows that their offense can get it going, and they got a lot of tools on their offense. So I don't know if we can win that game if we play like how we played today, but the Colts got to get that game. We got to get one of those games. If we do, I think we're in the playoffs, people. And if we can get a Dory Jackson, I think that helps a lot of things for us. I think that helps a lot of things out for us. And I'm going to do what I usually do here. A couple of people say when I record things this way, and then I just upload it right after I record it, that they can't hear and it's really low. All the videos on my phone are like, I can hear it perfectly, but I'll go ahead and check that audio for people before I upload it. But I'm going to go ahead and record my post game still on stream, and I'll probably get out of here quicker because it's a late game. But I'm going to record my post game reaction, and you guys can go ahead and keep chiming in the chat, and I'll get back to the chat as soon as I wrap this video up. Let's see. All right. What's going on, YouTube? Diggy546. As you can see by this score, the New York Giants have semi-swept. You can kind of say we swept them. One was a tie. And this game, we came out and won this game. I cannot say that I'm happy like with how they played today. That last play on Washington, I'll tell you straight up, Commanders fans, that should have been pass interference, and they should have gotten a fresh set of downs to try to score again in the end zone. But again, they would have had to get that 2-point conversion again. So we don't know if they would have done that. But listen, I am perfectly fine with a bad call going our way because it's gone a separate way a couple of different times this season. Like, especially on this kickoff return today, I see a guy get held on that kickoff return where they return that off to like the 40-something yard line. I saw a guy get held, and that didn't get called. I see Azeez and Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodaux get held all day. But again, straight up, I mean, that was 100% pass interference, and it should have been called at the end of that game. They should have got 3 more downs. But I'm just happy to have this game. We're at 8-5-1. That puts us one game above them, above Washington. It puts us one game above Detroit and Seattle. So we got to continue. We got to continue to win. We got the Vikings next week. That's a tough game that if we play like we played today, we have no shot at winning. We just don't have the dogs. But shout out. I'm going to get to it. But nice performance. Daniel Jones' first primetime game, 20 for 32, 160 yards, 30 rushing yards. They got both of them, Daniel Jones and Saquon, doing their first primetime win, and they're getting interviewed. This is the first time that you all will see this, people. This is the first time you all are going to see this. I mean, I guess the other one is maybe you can call primetime that Packers game, but I've never seen Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones in a post-game primetime interview. So props to them for getting the win. Daniel Jones didn't have a tremendously good game today, but he was solid, which is all you can ask for, I guess, from this dude at this point. He was solid. Like I said, 21 for 32, 160 yards, ran when he needed to, 35 yards on the ground. Saquon, 87 yards today, his best game in about a month. And all of his yards pretty much came on the last drive, about 12-yard run. I have it right in front of me. I have this right in front of me. Let's pull this up on this field goal drive. 12-yard run, 15-yard run, 14-yard run, 3-yard run, then a 7-yard run from Daniel Jones. And it pretty much fizzled out from that point, and we settled for a field goal. But that just shows how Saquon took that over in that vacuum on that last drive, which is what you need from your big-time players. The defense today was bad, but they were good. I don't know how to describe it. They gave up 12 points today, but they were bad. I mean, when I say bad, I mean they gave up 7.4 yards to carry to Brian Robinson. He did whatever he wanted to do today, running the ball. He only got it 12 times. Antonio Gibson got it 5 times. You total this up, 12 plus 3, it puts you at 15. That puts you at 20 carries right there when you add in Antonio Gibson's 5. Then you add in the 25, so that gets you to 26 carries on the day. If I'm Washington, I would have ran this ball 35 times. I would have ran this ball 35 times because the Giants did not show me one bit that they could stop the run. I mean, I would have ran this ball a good 35 times a day. Darnay Holmes had a bad play. I don't know if that was his fault or if it was the safety's fault. And then Justin Pinnock, I mean, he could not have played this ball in the air that went to Jahan Dotson down the middle of the field. He couldn't have played it any worse. First off, I thought there was kind of a push-off by Jahan Dotson, kind of pushed him in the back to get him out of the way, and then went up to catch that ball. I thought that was kind of pass interference. It is what it is, but I thought it was, and it ended up not being. So he ended up catching that, and that set them up to go ahead and try to score. And like I said, that was pass interference right there. So they should have got a fresh set of downs, and you would have thought that they probably score there. But, you don't know if they get that 2-point conversion. So I'm not going to say that the refs gave them a win. Also, Washington fans, think about this. I think we're even at this point because not only were there some calls that went against us today that were questionable, also Dexter Lawrence was not offsides on that missed kick last year. He was not offsides. So listen, just call it even. Missed call that lost us the game. Missed call that lost you the game. So that's that right there. But the elephant in the room, the guy that I really want to get to, is Kayvon Thibodaux, who kind of fizzled out in the fourth quarter. It looked like he was tired in the fourth quarter. But that first quarter, man, Kayvon Thibodaux had about 4 tackles for loss. I think he had 3 officially. I think maybe the other one might have been for like a yard. But 3 tackles for a loss, 5 tackles total, a sack, a forced fumble, and a touchdown. Kayvon Thibodaux, without him, we don't win this game. Without him taking over that first quarter, we don't win this game. I mean, tackles for loss all over the place, chasing people down. The guy from the defensive end spot had 12 tackles total, and again, a sack and a touchdown. And I don't know why it's not showing up for Kayvon Thibodaux and the official stat sheet on NFL.com, but he scored that touchdown for us. Azeez, half a sack. Dexter Lawrence with a half a sack. Dex forced that fumble on that sack. So, again, the defense was bad, but the defensive line was good. The linebackers, not good. Not good. The secondary, not good. We're missing McKinney. We're missing Adoree Jackson, and it shows in the worst way. Hopefully, Adoree can come back, because if not, it's going to be more tough sledding. We're not going to be able to stop most teams. But this offense has got to be better. This offense put up, 13 points today when you take away that 7 points. So this offense put up 13. We got to do better. I mean, the beginning of the season, we were putting up about, 23 a game, 24 a game. we got to at least be able to get to that on offense if we want to be able to win this week against the Vikings. Because if our defense steps up, if Adoree comes back and rises to play this defense, we're still going to need this offense to put up at least 24 points a game, 24 in a game. So we got to get to that number. We got to get back to that number. But Washington has a good defense. Philly, of course, has a good defense. So maybe this is just more of defenses doing really well against us that are really good defenses. And maybe we can do something against the Vikings and the Colts. Then maybe we can run the ball, get up to 150, 160 yards with Saquon again. So that's where we're at. Shout out to Kayvon Thibodaux. He definitely gets the game ball. After that, I would give it to Saquon. After that, I would give it to, I guess, the defensive line as a whole. I wouldn't give it to Daniel Jones because, I mean, he just kind of played his role, didn't do anything special, but didn't hurt us. So, again, happy we won this week. Going into a tough Minnesota game. Somebody in my chat right now, I'm in the live stream, somebody in my chat, Maximus, brings up a good point. Exactly where I was about to go. Dalvin Cook is going to be a big problem. You think Brian Robinson is a problem? Dalvin Cook is going to be a big problem if they can't fix this run defense. I mean, that has to be a huge focus going into this next week, that you have got to solve the run defense. Because if Dalvin Cook is going to go out there, they'll stay with Dalvin Cook and hit you with a play action to Justin Jefferson. They'll stay with Dalvin Cook, and he'll have 280 yards because they could not stop the run at all today, and they couldn't tackle. So I think that's all I got for this week, people. Solid win. Happy we got a win. The first time we got a win in a while. Gritty win. Starting off at 6-1. Now we're 8-5. Shows how we've struggled this last month and a half of the season, but happy to be there at 8-5. And we can get one more win. I think we're in it. You guys have a great rest of your night. I guess if there's no more football left, I hate to have these primetime games, but guys, have a great rest of your day. Have a great week because this is playoff football. This is our first playoff game, and we won it. So next week we got another playoff game. A week after that we got another playoff game. These two games up here, we got to win one of these next two. So hopefully we can do this. Hopefully we get this done and get into the playoffs for the first time and literally forever. So I'm out. All right, wrapped up that video. And I think I'm going to jump out of here, guys. It is 11:40 something. I will try to get some videos out this week. Last week I got out one video. Hopefully this week I can get out 2 videos. Maybe I can get out more. But appreciate y'all for staying with me, especially how many people were in the chat today. Glad to finally have a win. But I'm going to get out of here, get this video uploaded, and you guys will see me next week in this live stream against the Vikings, and you'll see my videos go out this week. So you guys have a nice night. Let's see. We got a couple of things in the chat I'll get to. I won't completely leave you guys hanging. Who would have thought we'd be guaranteed at least 500? Listen, well, we're not guaranteed a 500 season because we can still – well, we actually are. We got that tie. So you're right. So I'll accept that. Of course, you want to win more, but I'll accept it. Last play might have been pass interference, but I'll take it. Same thing I said. They're like the Eagles of the NFC North. Yeah. I mean, they are loaded, and against this defense, they should be able to do whatever they want. They should be able to do whatever they want. Let's see what else. Giants Christmas list. Linebackers, defensive backs, wide receivers, some freaking guts. You couldn't have said it any better. Only thing, I think you're saying guts. Maybe you mean maybe you actually mean guts, but I'll add in offensive guard to that too. But let's go, people. Again, I'm gonna jump out of here, and you guys have a great week.